And welcome to Liberty High School in Glendaniel, West Virginia. Tonight, Video Productions presents the Raleigh County High School Football Game of the Week. It's the Class AA defending champion, Independence Patriots, taking on the Raiders from Liberty. And we welcome you into the Beckley Auto Mall pregame show as we get you ready. I'm Maris Lowry along with Eric Thomas. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, is producing and directing, and Chris Ferris on stats. Jackie Moon is our cameraman as we're into the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller pregame show. And Eric, this is our third year together for you and I doing these games on Video Productions, and we are here tonight where it all began 2 years ago with Independence and Liberty. The first game of the season, who knows what you're going to get.
Yeah, and especially in the, Mayor, it's a rivalry game. And if you recall, 2 years ago, Independence was coming off a regular season loss the previous year to Liberty. And this year they're coming off, a state championship win. So we'll see how Liberty gets fired up for this game tonight. Yeah,
if we take a little bit of history between these two teams, that each of the last two seasons, as you mentioned, Eric, when Independence lost to Liberty 2 years ago. Now, entering this game tonight, after winning the AA state title a year ago for Independence, they've now won 13 games in a row. But not only have they beaten Liberty each of the last 2 years, Liberty hasn't even scored on them. 2 years ago, 47-0 here. Last year at Coal City, 60-0. And once again, there are some players that are still on both of these rosters from a year ago and from 2 years ago, but there are a lot of new faces on both of these teams as well.
Yeah, and the thing that you can take from those two previous wins from Independence, as you said, it was the same cast of characters on defense 2 consecutive years, and that was a lot of people talk about that explosive offense with Judah Price, Atticus Goodson, and all those key players the last 2 years. I really think that Coach Lilly would say this, that he hung his hat on that defense. He knew when he rolled up to any field that defense had a chance to shut someone out.
One thing about it, the weather will play a little factor, and I say a little factor because most of this week in the Raleigh County area, the Beckley area, and down here at Glendaniel, was which me and Butch Mounts and the heavy hitter Nick Eskins made a trip down here in the preparation of this game, how hot it had been all week. But today, and not just Beckley, but in surrounding areas, what a tremendous thunderstorm we had. And now it's kind of cool and cloudy skies. And Eric, I think you'll agree with me. As a player, as a coach, and definitely for the fans, I think you prefer the night that we're going to have as opposed to a real hot night like we had earlier in the week.
Yeah, early in the week it was extreme heat, extreme conditions, very high humidity, and you knew when a rainstorm came, like you said this morning, that it was going to be, some wind and a lot of rain. But every player, if you polled them, would enjoy a night like tonight, cloud cover and, not a lot of breeze, a perfect night to play football.
We're going to take our first break. We'll come back as the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show rolls on here from Glendaniel. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your...
Welcome back to Liberty High School. They're into the national anthem. Independence has made its way across the way, and we're going to take our second pregame break. We'll come back and get you ready for the opening kickoff at the top of the hour. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Productions.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing! It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! Incredible! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it!
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Welcome back to Liberty High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, and we're getting ready for the Keys to the First Half. And Keys to the First Half are brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can call the good folks at Indoor Air, 304-890-2212. You're a man and dealer. So, Eric, first of all, for the visitors, the defending AA champions, Independence, your key to the first half.
I think the key to the first half for Independence will be to establish that defense that we talked about at the top of the broadcast. I really think a lot of, you have D-Hypes and a few of the same players, but a lot of key players are missing from that defense, and that will be the key for them in the first half.
And for the Liberty Raiders?
A way to gash that defense. You stated they've been shut out the two previous games, and I think for them to have the mindset that they can win this game, they need to get on the board early.
So we'll take our final break here in the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller Buick GMC pregame show. Get you ready for the kickoff coming up around the corner as we're streaming live here on Video Productions.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
And we welcome you back to Liberty High School. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Giovanni's Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. They have 2 locations. We had our pregame meal there in the location here down at Glen Daniel, just right across the street, Eric. Actually right at the end of the street here at the stadium, and then, of course, up near Independence High School at Leicester Square. Delicious food, Mamma Mia from Giovanni's. Also tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Check out Futuristic Bowling every Friday and Saturday night. Also, fall leagues are forming. For more information, you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. Also, want to tell you about the fine folks at Edward Jones Financial. If you work hard for your money like I did and you're ready to retire like I have done, then you can turn to the professionals of Edward Jones Financials. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 304-253-7335. You can see there some of the we had some of the numbers there up on the screen of some of the rates that they have. Well, Eric, we're moments away from getting this game started, and before we talk about this game, there's some other big games around the state and around the county. In Raleigh County, Shady taking on Roan, a playoff team the last couple of years. Also Beckley against Riverside. Beckley, a playoff team for the last 2 years.
Yeah, and let's start with that Roan County Shady game. That's a big game, for Shady as far as I think to get off on a good good season, because Roan County, we had a chance to do their game, and Roan County's they were well coached, and they run the ball primarily, but it's a well schemed out of different formations. And on the flip side, Beckley, Riverside, that's all you need to you called a lot of those games, and those 2 teams have a unique dislike for one another.
And you and I had the pleasure of calling that game last year, opening up at Riverside, and Beckley got out to that big lead, and Riverside came back, and Beckley had to hold on for dear life to win that game 31-28.
Yeah, I mean, we thought it was going to be a snoozer after the first quarter and a half, and then Riverside got their footing and came back, and Beckley was able to hold them off. And you think that win right there propelled them into the playoffs, because they wouldn't have had a margin for error down the stretch if they hadn't gotten that game.
And Eric, one of the best rivalries in the entire country, the Battle of Bluefields, the Battle of Virginia. I think one of the most intriguing matchups on this week one, Bluefield from the West Virginia side against Graham from the Virginia side.
I actually saw a national story this week on that game and its tradition, and the tailgating and how close the communities are, and that each team, that's bragging rights. And I think Graham's won the last 2 in a row.
They have. You're right.
And whoever wins that game usually fares well in their state in the playoffs.
And not only to add that, Graham won the state championship in their division last year, and also the defending Class AAA champion. Of course, we have the AA champion here tonight in Independence, the defending champion, Huntington against Spring Valley. That should be another big heavyweight matchup.
And that's one that's basically neighbors too. We've had a chance to broadcast at Spring Valley and at Huntington, and you're talking about 2 of the biggest schools and programs in the state. When they roll out of the locker room, they have 80 to 90 players on the sideline.
The home side getting excited. Liberty getting ready to make their way onto the turf. Independence has already made their way. Independence will be wearing white helmets with white jerseys, red pants across the way under veteran coach John Lilly as Mark Workman ready to bring his Raiders out. And tonight, Eric, I'm sure you could tell by just looking into the stands, and we'll see when the Raiders make their way, it's a blackout. So look for the Raiders to be decked out all in black here tonight.
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest scenes in high school sports, Maris, is the Liberty Raiders mascot and that horse and the horse that they ride on. It's well trained, and it's really, really, it gives you the Texas Tech kind of feel.
It does, and it had the American flag during the anthem with that. That was great. As Liberty makes their way to the end zone to our right, they're all decked out in black, getting their final instructions. And Eric, there's nothing like the beginning of a new high school football season.
I mean, every team, this is what you wait for. Every community, Friday Night Lights. I've been excited, all day to get here and ready for this game.
Yeah, I try to take my normal nap that I normally take every day of the week. I couldn't take it today. I was so jacked up I couldn't get my nap in today.
Yeah, and it's hard to go to sleep when you're excited. You was like a little kid the night before Christmas.
That's right.
Going, boy, shut those eyes.
And the high school season actually started on Wednesday, and there were some games last night, and I got a chance to watch Cabell Midland. They beat George Washington last night. Cabell Midland looked very good, and also Hurricane in Class AAA, they beat AA Winfield 63-0. Hurricane looked really good last night.
And you're talking about a Winfield team that we will hear, we cover a lot of AA. That team will be, I'm going to go on record and say, a playoff team in AA.
So both teams have made their way to their respective sidelines, and Eric, we're moments away for the captains to come out to the center of the field to have the toss of the coin. And, you played as I played. Of course, I played as a little further back than when you played, but that adrenaline, still, you never forget it as the next player. So just kind of let our viewers and listeners what do you think that the players now are kind of feeling as we're about a little minute and a half from kickoff?
A lot of butterflies. You want to do so well. You have your parents, your grandparents here, and for Liberty, you have a chance to play against the defending state champion. So and you're at home, so it's a whole different set of nerves. And if you're Independence, you don't want to be the team to stop that that winning streak, regular season winning streak. So I mean, it's a lot of fun.
We have a flag thrown right from the beginning. I saw the official just pull out, as you were talking, Eric, throw a flag. I don't know what that's all about. I guess we'll figure it out once we sort it out. But while we got a minute, I want to tell you about the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel in Beckley and Princeton, they have delicious food. And, of course, I love me some pig. It's not bacon or sausage. It's bacon and sausage with the fine folks at Cracker Barrel, also to go with my eggs sunny side up. As now there's the toss of the coin. And I don't know, Eric, as you can see the flag laying about the 45, I don't know if that was an actual penalty or if that really if that's something significant that we don't know about down on the field.
Well, I saw the signal. Liberty did win the toss, and they elected to receive. And we'll get this flag sorted out here.
So Liberty has the ball first. They will work left to right. They're in all black tonight. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. And Liberty will trot out a 5'7", 155-pound senior quarterback. Braden Houck will lead the way. As teams now, we've got unsportsmanlike conduct on Liberty. So that's during the toss of the coin. So what that means, Eric, if I understand this correctly, and I don't think I've ever seen it before in all the years that I've been covering high school sports. This is my 34th year. I don't think I've ever seen an unsportsmanlike conduct at the toss of the coin. You ever seen that?
Never. And that just speaks into what we said. This is a rivalry, but I think it's not what you want if you're Coach Workman right now. You're going to start, probably at your 20, 25. Yeah. And
because if I'm correct, they'll move the ball up 15 yards, and Liberty will kick off. I beg your pardon. Independence will kick off. Yeah, that's what they're doing, the 15-yard penalty. So it's going to be from the Liberty 45. And if you're Coach John Little, you might even think of an onside kick here.
Yeah, because, you can maybe possibly recover in scoring territory, in Liberty territory already.
Right, because, Eric, I think you would agree. If you kick it in the end zone, Liberty will get the ball out on the 20. I mean, you're not really giving up. It doesn't really do you good to kick it out of the end zone. So we might see a squib kick. We're ready for the opening kickoff. The crowd is ready. And let's see what Independence will elect to do is they'll kick off from the Liberty 45 because of the penalty. And we are ready to go for the 2023 opening night here on Video Productions. The class defending AA champion Independence. Here's the kick. and it's shy of the goal line. It will be returned. Across the 10, nice return out to about the 20-yard line. And on that return, that was Riley Marty for the Liberty Raiders. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Liberty.
And both teams, I think, need to contain this, this pin-up energy early on. And I see which team, you need to settle down because you don't want a penalty fest early on in this game.
They'll put the ball down, looks to be the 19-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 19 for Liberty. Once again, their quarterback, as I mentioned, Braden Houck, 5'7", 155-pound senior. He'll have Isaac Williams, the 5'7", 162-pound sophomore, lined up just to his right. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Houck waiting on the snap from their own 19. Takes the snap. First play of the game is going to be a running play, and Independence is up to the task on that, Eric. They slam the door, nowhere for Isaac Williams to run. And
early on defensively, I saw right out of that, that alignment, looks like Independence was in press coverage, and that's if you can do that, if your corners can take out the wide receivers, you can put an extra man in that box and really slow down the run.
The loss will go back to the 18. It'll be 2nd and 11 now coming up. And actually, they're going to take the ball back to the 17 and make it 2nd down and 12. And, of course, if you're Liberty, any team, you obviously don't want to be behind the chains. Here's back to pass, going deep, got a man out there, and it's overthrown. But down the seam, Eric, Liberty had a receiver, and that was Riley Marty, and the ball was just overthrown.
And I think the coaches in the Liberty boxes you're going to see here on the replay, this is man coverage. The safety cheated over. That's 6 if that pass is completed.
So it'll be 3rd and 12 coming up for Liberty. They have the ball on their own 17. Just joined us. We're not quite a minute into the ball game. First possession of the game here. So let's see what they'll come up with 3rd and 12. As Braden Houck, the quarterback, he gets his players set aligned. Isaac Williams, the running back, to his right. There's the snap. They'll roll the pocket. Looking to throw. They'll throw short. An Independent shorthand tackle, and the receiver really didn't have a chance. That was Chris Bowman on the reception.
And that was Dalton Williams. Great open field tackle for Dalton Williams from Independence, because that was a pass. If the Liberty receiver was able to catch and make a move, that would have went for at least a 1st down.
Yeah, and it's going to be a loss back inside the 15 to the 14. So it'll be 3 and out for Liberty, and they'll have to punt. And their punter is standing in its own end zone, and back to kick will be Riley Marty, the 6'2", 168-pound junior. So Independence should come out of this with really good field position. Well, Trey Bowers, one of the deep guys back on the far side for the Patriots.
Yeah, and this is where they excelled last year, the Patriots, in their punt return.
It's Bowers, and I think the ball might have hit him. Liberty might, let's see. Apparently it didn't, but Independence is going to start with excellent field position. I thought the ball might have hit Bowers, but it didn't.
Yeah, it checked up, and that was the best-case scenario for Liberty, to not have Bowers return as we see this replay, the little general instant replay. And I think he got out of the way of that one. And Independence will start at the
47-yard line of Liberty. So they'll start with a short field at the Liberty 47, 1st and 10. Their first chance on offense here tonight after Liberty goes 3 and out. Trey Bowers will bring them out. They'll have Tyler Linksweiler and Connor Bradford in the backfield. On 1st down, they'll run the ball up inside for a big gain, very close to a 1st down. And let's see, that looks like Links. Is that Linksweiler? It was Linksweiler, and a big gain as Independence will go fast. They get the ball down inside the 40 to the 39. It's 2nd down. They'll go quick to the outside. Linksweiler's got a 1st down inside the 30, and he hits hard, but down all the way to the Liberty 25-yard line.
And once again, this Tyler Linksweiler, this is his time, to show what he can do as a full-time starter. And, the Independence, I'm going to start calling him running back U right now, because it's just a plug and play now at Independence.
So they'll put the ball at the 25, a 1st down. Bowers keeps it's got some running room. Good yardage on 1st down. There's a penalty flag. It goes for a touchdown, but hold the phone. Let's see if it'll stand or if it'll be called back. The flag came across the way here on the near side, Eric, as Bowers took it on the right side and got into the end zone for an Independence touchdown.
And that was from the line, Judge, as we see the instant replay. as Bowers just really skates up through the defense, and with that speed, once he got to the outside, it looks like it's going to come back here.
Yep, it's going to be legal motion on Independence. And we talked about this covering Independence the last 2 years. As explosive as they've been on offense, this is one of the bugaboos. It didn't hurt them last year. They overcame it, but now they get a touchdown wiped out because of illegal motion.
Yeah, that would have been 3 runs and a score there. So I went over, how I try to keep up on the new rules, partner. There's one rule that changed this year that you're going to love, you always talked about. If there's a holding, now it goes from the spot of scrimmage, not from the spot of the foul.
All right, so on 1st and 15, Linkswater, he gets the edge. He's down near the 10-yard line. Let's see where they run him out of bounds, just shy of the 10 at the 11, but it'll be enough for an Independence first down all the way down to the Liberty 11-yard line. So Independence really picking up the pace. They're going fast. They got a first down at the Liberty 11.
And Linkswater on that replay, he's just rolling.
Bowers will keep it himself. He's got room to the edge. He's to the 5, makes a man, tries to make a man miss. He takes a big hit as he turns it inside, but a good gain down inside the 5 to about the 3.
And a really good job by the Liberty cornerback. I think that was Chris Bowman. He did a good job containing the outside leverage and cutting Bowers up to where his help is.
They'll give him 8 on the play down to the 3-yard line. So Independence is 3 yards away from a touchdown, and they can get a first down without scoring. So 2 yards away from a first down, 3 yards away from a touchdown, as it'll be second down coming up for the Patriots. So it's been a very impressive drive, everything on the ground. Bowers will bring him up. This time, let's see, he might go under center, and he does. Takes the snap, Linkswater with the carry, and he's into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. A very impressive drive as they used a short field. Their defense set them up, Eric, in great field position, and they need 5 plays to go 47 yards, and Linkswater will finish the drive with a 3-yard touchdown run.
And that was real workmanlike by this Independence offense. It's just what you need on the road, and if you're Coach Lilly, minus that penalty, you have to be pleased with the big boys up front.
And the PAT's on its way, and it is no good. So, with 8:41 remaining here in the opening quarter, Independence takes a 6-0 lead. The drive was 5 plays, 47 yards, a 3-yard touchdown run by Linkswater. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Have a nice blue can, the good friends at Pepsi. And boy, Eric, I tell you, it's a beautiful night, and I can enjoy a nice cold Pepsi just about now.
Yeah, definitely going to go stop and find my nearest cooler and find a nice blue can after the game of Pepsi.
By the way, I want to give a nice shout out to the fine folks at Pioneer Community Bank. They are the sponsor of this game. The Battle of 76, what it's called, because these two schools were built almost exactly alike, and they were built in 1976. And Eric, you being an Independence alum, you probably know this, but the first year that Independence became Independence, of their 5 home games, they played 2 in Sophia, 2 at Stokoe, which is your stomping grounds, and they played 1 game at the old Van Meter Stadium, which is now Bob Pruitt Stadium on Park Avenue in Beckley.
Yes, I wasn't at the games, but, like you were, because you're a tad older than me, but I do remember, them rotating the home games.
So here's the ensuing kickoff. It's a short kickoff. The ball bounces around, and Liberty will fall on it across the 25 to the 26. So this will be Liberty's second chance on offense. They have a first down on their own. Let's see where they'll put it down at, 26, maybe 27-yard line, waiting for the referees to put it down. And it looks like, the 26. So that's where Liberty will start this drive. The last time Liberty had the ball, they went 3 and out. So let's see what they do here. So 1st and 10 for Liberty, 6-0 the lead. Independence went 5 plays, 47 yards. Tyler Linkswater, a 3-yard touchdown run. So here's Braden Houck out of the shotgun on first down. Independence showing blitz, long count, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper and just really nowhere to run. It's Houck just looking for a lane, Eric, and there's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, the guys up front, for Independence really right now taking control of the game, and that's where they won most games last year. They were able to put a hat on a hat and really control the run game.
Yeah, I said they start on the 26. They actually start on the 24, and they'll get the ball over the 25 to the 26. So they get 2 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 8 for Liberty. Ended up to be a beautiful night weather-wise. Got overcast, got a light breeze going. Much different than the weather we had earlier in the week here in the Raleigh County area. So here's Liberty. Going to run trips here to the near side. Try to overload and now we got a whistle and maybe a timeout. So while we got a timeout, Eric, let's see if you can dial us up some scores. I know, like I said, well, and actually,
this is an early kick.
Yeah, this game kicks at 7. Some teams are kicking at 7. It's not quite. It's only 7:15 here local time as Liberty takes their first timeout. But while you're seeing if you have any scores, we'll take this opportunity to tell you about the fine folks at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. You can give them a call at 304-253-7328. They have futuristic bowling on Friday and Saturday night, and the fall league's starting soon. Also, want to tell you about the fine folks of Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Edward Jones, you work hard for your money, and when you're ready to retire like I have, you can depend on the financial advisors of Edward Jones, Heather Cantley, 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes, 253-7335. Also want to tell you about the fine folks of Giovanni's Mamma Mia, where we had our pregame meal, and they have 2 locations just right across the street, right down the road, really, from the stadium here in Glen Daniel, and, of course, at Leicester Square there in Sofia. Giovanni's Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll definitely be Italian coming out. All right, coming out of the timeout is Liberty, 2nd and 8 on their own 26-yard line. That was the first timeout of the ball game. Houck waiting on the snap. Long count to throw. Sits in the pocket. Goes across the middle, and no one's home, and that'll be incomplete.
Yeah, and that's when I think just a miscommunication on the pass route, and the quarterback was under duress and really had to get rid of that one quick, and this will bring up 3rd down. And
3rd and 8. And, well, they have them put at the 26. I don't know how that is, because that was where I originally had them, and then they showed it was the 24.
And now it's back to the 26.
Back to the 26. So I think I was right to begin with.
You were.
But I was just looking. I think I was right. I think the chain gang was incorrect.
Yeah, they were a little confused.
And it's their first game, too.
Yes.
Of course, we that's why we did some scrimmages, try to get out, if we have any rust, try to get it out early. All right, 3rd and 10 from their own 26-yard line is Liberty. And we got a whistle and a flag, and the play clock may have ran out on Liberty.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
It is.
Delay of game.
So that'll back them up 5. And, Eric, that's the one thing. The last series, Liberty went 3 and out. They got behind the chains right off the bat. This series, they're behind the chain. It's tough enough to try to move the ball when it's 3rd and 5 on this Independence defense, but now 3rd and 15 makes it really tough.
Yeah, and you pretty much make yourself one-dimensional, and Independence can pin their ears back and really get after this quarterback. Look for an all-out blitz here.
So 3rd and 15 from their own 21. And here comes the pressure, as Eric said. There's a pass across the middle. It's caught for a minimal gain to the 25.
And another flag.
And that catch was by Riley Marty, who hauls in the reception.
This could be in the ineligible downfield.
And waiting for the officials. I think it is. And Independence, of course, will decline it, make it 4th down, and make another 3 and out for Liberty. So you were all over that, partner. So the pass gets the ball out to the 25, not near enough for the first down. So on back-to-back series, Liberty will now have gone 3 and out and 3 and out, and now have to give it away. And going back, Linksweiler here on the near side, and on the far side, Bowers. And here's we saw Independence really score a lot out of their special teams. There's the punt. Pretty decent punt.
Yeah, this is returnable here,
yep,
though.
At the 40 is Bowers. And he slips as he crosses midfield into Liberty territory, but nevertheless, it's going to be still good field position for Independence on their 2nd possession.
Yeah, and they were scrimmaged the last time at the 47. This looks like right at the 49-yard line.
Definitely across the
Liberty.
50. Yep.
Yes.
And let's see, maybe even to the 48, waiting for the referee to put the ball down.
We'll call it 49.
You are right, 49. So Independence started from the Liberty 47 the last time, and they went down the field in 5 plays, and they even overcame a touchdown that got called back. And now their 2nd possession will start once again in Liberty territory at the 49-yard line.
Look at this
Bowers.
formation, trip stacked to the left here.
Bowers will keep it himself. He's got running room. He's got a 1st down. He's inside the 40. He had to get to the 39. He's right there. Maybe, depending on where they put him down, if he doesn't have it, he's about as close as he can be, and he's going to be about maybe a foot shy of the first down.
Now, I think they're moving the sticks on that last move, a placement of the ball. And this, as you on the replay, Maris, I think we missed it, but this is just good schematic schemes from Coach Lilly, getting people out of the box.
Here's a pass, and it sails over the head of the intended receiver, trying to get the ball to Silas Nelson, and the ball slightly overthrown.
Yeah, Silas Nelson, I was impressed with him in the scrimmage. I know he played quarterback in middle school, good-looking ball player.
The one thing, the pace, the tempo, Independence going real fast. Here's a running play to Linksweiler, and he's got a good gain on first down. He gets down to the Liberty 35-yard line, so it's going to bring up third and about, we'll call it 6. Definitely 2 downs for the Patriots to try to pick up this first down. So they got to get the ball to the Liberty 29. They'll need 6 yards here on third down. And now they're going to run the trips to the far side. I think when they do that, they're just trying to create some running lanes.
Exactly, trying to take that extra guy out of the box. And
Bowers will fake it and keep it himself. There's a penalty flag,
be a
but
hold.
Nice defensive play, though, by Liberty, as that is Riley Marty with a great play. And if it is a hold, I'm sure Liberty obviously will – I'm not sure if they'll move them back or if they'll take the result of the play. Let's see what they'll elect to do here. It is a hold, as you mentioned.
I think you move them back.
Yes.
With the type of offense that they
You're
have.
Right.
You want to make them, maybe have to put it up in the air. As deadly as they are on the ground, you want to get them behind the chains as well.
So they'll move the ball back over the 45 to the 46-yard line. They've still got to go to the Liberty 29. If my math is correct, that's 3rd and 17.
And this should be the 5th play of the drive here.
Here's a deep ball. Got a man out there. It's caught. 10-5, touchdown. And actually, that'll be the 4th play because they'll get the play over because of the penalty.
Yes.
So it takes them 4 plays to get in the end zone, and that's a 46-yard touchdown pass from Trey Bowers to the wide receiver Silas Nelson, and Independence takes a 12-0 lead.
Yeah, and that was ball just a good pitch and catch right there. Nelson. Silas Mullins, that's the old Palmer coach. Silas Nelson hauls in the 46-yard touchdown.
So they're not going to go for 2. They're going to try the extra point from placement. There's the snap. The kick's on its way. This one looks good, and it is good. So 2 possessions and 2 scores for Independence. Your new score was 6:14 left in the opening quarter. Independence is in front now, 13-0. So, Eric, a lot what we saw out of Independence in the last 2 seasons is your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi Cola, Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. The soothing of a Diet Pepsi or an ice cold blue can of Pepsi. But, Eric, what I was alluding to, what we're seeing now is what we saw a lot in the last 2 seasons from Independence. Very efficient offense, 9 plays and 13 points.
Yeah, and what it's a sign of a good offense is no matter what the down and distance, they're a quick strike type of offense, and that was just, Liberty did the best job of taking that penalty and pushing them back, and just like that they strike right after the first the first penalty of the game for Independence.
Yeah, as I mentioned, and I don't know if I did mention I was going to. Here's the ensuing kickoff. I'll mention it is there. The ball was fumbled, but then picked up at the 25. And by that time, Liberty able to get the ball across the 30, maybe to the 31. So Liberty has had 2 possessions and 2 3-and-outs. And really, Eric, they've really been hurt on first and second down by getting behind the chains. So they'll start this drive on their own 31-yard line. But what I was going to say is that we appreciate Pioneer Community Bank. Pioneer Community Bank is the sponsor of this game. And we hope to have Greg Shoup from Pioneer Community Bank up here at halftime. So it'll be first down for Liberty. This is their 3rd chance on offense. They have the ball on their own 31-yard line. And let's see what Brayton Houck will draw up his sleeve here. But Liberty's got to find a little bit of offense. Got to put some first downs together.
Yeah, and once again, this Independence defense, I hate to keep beating the drum, and this is, where they're going to have to really, if they want to, get back to the island where they were last year. Now, a lot of unproven guys on defense, but, like Coach Lilly said in our pregame interview of him, reps, and that's what got a lot of talent. They just need reps.
On first down, Liberty trying to go a wide receiver screen. The ball a little overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10. The clock stops. 6:05. We're halfway through the quarter, and, you got to think for Liberty, you can't let the game get away from you, Eric, here in the first quarter. They have got to not go 3 and out here. Even if they don't score, they got to put a couple of first downs together.
Yeah, they have to do something to really try to flip the field a little bit, because the Independence offense is scrimmaged on their side of the field both possessions.
And now Liberty's going to take its second time out. And while we got a minute, we're going to tell you about some of our fine sponsors that make this possible. And we appreciate the fine folks from Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. You're a man, a dealer from Indoor Air. Also, we want to tell you about the fine folks at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, with locations in Princeton and Beckley. Love me some pig, and whether that's bacon, not bacon or sausage, but bacon and sausage.
Yeah, get them both.
Get them both. They are delicious. So, Eric, let's see. Well, I don't know if we've had time to start the other games. Actually, a lot of the other games haven't started yet. Some of these games are 7:30 starts. So,
I'm just going to tell you, it seems it's going to be hard to pull up scores.
And another thing, Eric, I just got a text that is near and dear to your heart. The Dallas Cowboys have just made a trade, and they've added San Francisco 49er quarterback Trey Lance to their roster.
Oh, yeah, exactly what we need is another
quarterback. So now that adds another player to the quarterback room in Dallas. All right, out of the timeout, it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Liberty on their own 31-yard line. But I know since you were a Cowboy, you wanted to be informed of that. All right, let's see what Liberty will do on 2nd and 10. There's the snap. It's going to be a running play, and that's going to go for a loss. Just nothing cooking there for Isaac Williams. Just nowhere to run. The loss back inside the 30, back to the 28, and that'll lose 3 and bring 3rd and 13 coming up.
Yeah, just a gang of Independence players getting to the ball.
So unless Liberty can connect on this 3rd down and get the ball up over the 40 to the 41 to keep this drive alive, it'll be the 3rd straight series that Liberty will go 3 and out. Independence has scored twice. They have a 13-0 lead. Had a 5-play, 47-yard drive and a 4-play, 49-yard drive. Here's a 3rd down pass play going deep. Got a man out there and is broken up, almost intercepted. And that's a good job that time by the defensive back for Independence. And breaking up the pass that time for the Patriots was Dalton Williams.
Yeah, Dalton Williams is a senior, 6'5", 200-pound senior. He did a good job of almost turning the Liberty Raiders over.
So for the 3rd straight time, Eric, Liberty will have to punt.
Yeah, 3 and out.
So 3 possessions, 3 and outs. And if Independence handles the ball, the punt good, they should come out of this with really good field position. Here comes the 3rd punt of the ball game for Liberty. And running up is Linksweiler. Takes it at midfield. He's got some room. And he fumbles the ball, and Liberty's got it. Independence turns it over, and that's just what the doctor ordered if you're a Liberty Raider, as Linksweiler took a big hit at the 40. The ball's out, and Liberty able to get on it.
Yeah, I don't think Linksweiler got big hit right here.
Yeah, big hit.
To the hat on the ball. And that's just exactly what you said, just what the doctor ordered for this Liberty team and this crowd, to keep the crowd into it.
So the first turnover of the ball game, and it will go to Liberty. They'll take over, and they will start now on their own 35-yard line, and maybe that can flip a little momentum. As from their own 35, Liberty with a 1st and 10. But if you were Liberty, you desperately needed something, maybe something to try to sway the momentum a little bit, and we'll see if that does it. But the key is 1st down, as Liberty has not been able to really do much on 1st down area.
And the key is you get this extra possession if you're Liberty, and you need to do something with it, because as far as plays, Liberty ran, now they've possessed the ball one more time and ran 2 more plays than Independence.
And as I said, you need 1st down, and once again, they have negative yardage on 1st down. They go behind the chains. The loss from the 35 back to the 33 make it 2nd and 12. It's tough sledding anyway if you get 2 or 3 yards on 1st down, but it makes it really tough when you lose 2 or 3 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, and this Independence defense, once they get you behind the chains, they really, really come after you and put pressure on you and your quarterback.
So it'll be 2nd and 12 for Liberty. They have the ball on their own 33. They kind of go with the pistol set here. Quarterback Hauk waiting on the snap. Independence showing blitz. It's going to be a run all the way, and there's not going to be, I don't think, much run room. Hauk was able to turn the corner and actually turn that into a much better game than what I initially thought.
Yeah, he at least got it to a more manageable 3rd down here. It'll be probably a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, he got it over the 35, 3rd, 37, 3rd and 8 coming up. But you're right, that's 3rd and 8 is still better than 3rd and 12. So let's see what Liberty will dial up. You know, they've tried the long pass, and they haven't connected. I would think we would continue to see that from Liberty.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think they should try a little more work at the middle of the field.
So we'll see what they do as they run out of that pistol set.
Because if you look, Independence's defense, their linebackers are up tight.
There's some confusion with Liberty, and now they get their line set. They're going to have a running play, Williams, and I just think that play never had a chance. They looked like they were confused from when they called the play. So even though they get the turnover, they're not able to do anything with it, and that's the 4th straight series where Liberty will go 3 and out.
Yeah, and after getting the turnover, Independence applies the pressure, and they don't let that turnover turn into points for Liberty.
So on 4th down, they'll set up the punt, and once again it'll be Bowers and Linksweiler back for Independence standing inside their 40. Here's the punt. This should be returnable. Linksweiler gets it at the 34. He's got a seam. He breaks 1 tackle, and now a swarm of Patriots are on him, and still a good return up over the 45 out to the 46-yard line. So Liberty's had the ball 4 times, and each time they've had to punt. And now for the 3rd time, Independence will have it. And out of 3 possessions, Eric, it's not bad to have your worst starting field position on your own 46.
Yeah, and this is the first time that Independence, as you said, will scrimmage on their side of the 50-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Independence. Is it me, or does it seem like this has been a long first quarter? We're at 2:43 in a 13-0 Patriot lead.
Well, a couple of penalties, 3 penalties, and 2 timeouts.
So here's a running play, and that's a big hole to the outside. This is going to go for a touchdown. Connor Bradford, he's going to take it all the way to the house as Independence big play offense, a 1-play, 54-yard drive. The former Liberty Raider, the first time he gets his hands on the ball against his former team, he takes it off the right side, 54 yards for a touchdown. Connor Bradford into the end zone, and Independence takes a 19-0 lead.
Yeah, Connor Bradford, nice stutter step as he gets to the middle of the field, and then it was Katie Bar-the-Door after that. Maris, nice open field speed, and you couldn't draw up a better first play if you're Mr. Bradford.
The point after is up, and it looks good, and it is good. So your new score with 2:32 remaining in the first quarter, Independence has a 20-0 lead. As your scoring recap is brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Independence needed only 1 play to go 54 yards. They get a 54-yard touchdown run from Connor Bradford, and the PAT good, 20-0. And right now, Independence may have delivered a big left hook, maybe a knockout blow here in the first quarter.
Yeah, with 2:32 to go and up 3 scores now, and it's going to be tough sledding, an uphill battle for this Liberty team. You know, Liberty came out to play and battle. We're able to turn over Independence and get 1 extra possession, but now the big play. After 2 key plays, Independence is struck with 1 play. You know, after the penalty that put them behind the chains, they hit a big pass play to score a touchdown, and then they score on 1 play after forcing a 3 and out.
Yeah, we always talk about efficiency, and 10 plays on offense for Independence and 20 points. That's like basketball, right? Like 2 points, 10 plays. So it's just a big play offense, and they've done it again. As here comes the ensuing kickoff. This will be a short squibber. Comes down to about the 20-yard line, and that's a fairly decent return up over the 30. And got a little extra pushing and shoving, but they'll break the pack, and that was a nice return that time by Liberty. And that was Tolliver on the return, the 5'8", 135-pound sophomore. That's another thing, Eric. So I look at this Liberty team, this roster. They got a lot of young kids, and, you know, what they're going through here, battling the defending AA champion and Independence being champion last year and runner-up 2 years ago, they're going through some growing pains, but I think in time this is going to be a really good Liberty football team.
Yeah, and we've said that, and they have a lot of kids. They were able to win the county championship last year, and they have a lot of kids returning. So, you know, this is just one game in the season. They'll be a competitive team here the rest of the year.
So they start from their own 33, a first down. They've yet to make a first down, and now that one's going to go from nowhere. Is just Independence just winning the war in the trenches up front, and that was a running play to Tolliver, and it goes for maybe a loss. And it will go for a loss.
And this Independence defense, you know, once you're able to get this lead, you're able to really, really dial up the heat, you know, and come after the quarterback and this running game of Liberty.
So it'll go back to the 31-yard line. The actual line of scrimmage was the 34. So it'll be second down and 13. So Houck waiting on the snap, rolls the pocket, tries to find a man, throws it into coverage, and it's almost picked off. The receiver they've been targeting a lot is Riley Marty. He's 6'2", 168-pound junior, but that was really good coverage on the far side by the Patriots.
Yeah, and that was a good ball placement, but 3 defenders there, and that was going to be a tough pitch and catch.
So it brings up 3rd and 13, and for Liberty. Clock stops on the incompletion. 1:40 here in the opening quarter. And Independence has raced out to a 20-0 lead. 3 possessions, 3 scores. So here's Liberty from their own 31. Houck gets the snap to throw. Pressure comes. Throws down the seam, got a man, and it's knocked down. That's a good defensive play at that time by Silas Nelson as he's able to knock the ball away and force yet another 3-and-out and a punt for Liberty.
Yep, and Independence will receive the ball with 1:34 to go and maybe try to tack on another score here.
So it's been tough sledding for the Liberty offense in this first quarter. And it's punt time now once again for the 5th time here in the opening quarter for Liberty. Liberty just running the player out onto the field late. There's 7 on the play clock. Here's the snap and the kick. That's going to be a little short. It's going to take a bounce, and it'll take a Liberty bounce. And I think Independence might have touched it. The ball's free, and looks like that Independence is on it right there in front of their bench on the far side about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was almost a big mistake right there. Just get away from that if you're an Independence player. You just need to get away from that and live the scrimmage from wherever the ball stops.
So Independence will have the ball for the 4th time. They've scored on the 3 previous times. 5 plays, 47-yard drive, a 4-play 49-yard drive, and a 1-play 54-yard drive. They have the ball now here on their own 44-yard line. So it'll be first down. And this will be a keeper. Bowers to the near side. He's got some blocking. He's going to wait for another block to come and get knocked out of bounds right about midfield. But it's a nice gain on first down. Going to get 6. Looks like they'll put him out right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah. It looks like Trey Bowers that time was just trying to set up the blocks in the open field and get him a little seam.
So for second down, Bowers will keep it himself. He breaks to the outside. He's got the edge. He's got a first down. He's inside the 40, and they run him out of bounds on the far side, just shy of the Liberty 35. Let's see where they're going to put him down at, maybe about the 37, 36-yard line, waiting to see where they ran him out of bounds at.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to put him at the 36. And that's going to stop the clock with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
That's a 14-yard gain. It'll be another package of downs for the Patriots at the, as Eric told you, the 36-yard line of Liberty. Here's a wide receiver screen. It's caught. Nelson takes it to the inside of the field. He's got a nice gain as he gets inside the 30s. He lunges forward. And that's a nice pickup on first down. He'll get the ball down, looks to be about the 29-yard line. That possibly could be the final play of the first quarter.
No, Independence is right up on the ball.
Yeah, yep. I said possibly because you're right, they go quick. And they'll go quick. And Linksweiler will take the handoff. He's in the clear. 15 to the 10. Around the edge. Did he step out of bounds? He did not. He's into the end zone for an Independence touchdowns. There are no penalty flags. And Linksweiler gets into the end zone from 29 yards out. And with 4 seconds left in the opening quarter, that now takes the score to 26-0.
Yeah, Linksweiler just did a good job once he got to the second level just to outrun everyone. And I'm telling you what, these running backs for Independence in open field and with Trey Bowers, they're deadly.
And the point after is up, and it is good. So your new score with 4 seconds left in the opening quarter is now Independence 27 and Liberty nothing. And for the kicker for Liberty, which is a freshman, Micah Cubbert, he has made
for Independence.
Oh, that's it. I beg your pardon. For Independence, Micah Cubbert has now made 3 of 4 extra points. And that takes the lead to 27-0. It was a 4-play, 56-yard drive. Linksweiler, the 29-yard run. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing would taste better than a nice blue can of Pepsi, or if you're like me and you like the Diet Pepsi, a nice silver can of Pepsi. So Eric, Independence, the defending Class AA champions, winners of 13 in a row. They have flexed their muscles here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've taken advantage of a perfect field position the first 3 possessions, and now the big plays just really, really gashing the Liberty defense.
And another thing, too, I'm sure even though it's cloudy and we got a breeze, it's probably a little warm for the players down on that field. And the fact that Liberty has had the ball 5 times and 3 and out all 5 times has really put a strain that their defense has been out on the field and more times than not with a real short field, and it's just been difficult to stand up to this good Independence offense. Here's the ensuing kickoff. It's a squibber, and the ball is still free, able to field it, and now that will probably be the final play of the first quarter. So at the end of one, Independence, the defending Class AA champion, lead Liberty 27-0. We'll be right back. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
And we welcome you back to Liberty High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Chris Farish on stats and Jackie Moon on camera. Independence, the defending Class AA champion, with a 27-0 lead. Eric, as we go to the second quarter, Independence will have it on their own 32-yard line to start this time the 6th possession and the first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, and Liberty right now, I think they really need to get their first couple of first downs together to really try to slow this momentum.
So let's see what the Raiders will cook up. It's going to be a running play all the way and just not much there. Nowhere to go for Braden Hounk, the 5'7", 155-pound senior, and Independence just playing at home, and actually that might even cost him a yard back to the 31. Yep, it'll be a 1-yard loss.
And Independence corners, once again, they do a good job of getting up, tackling in space and getting upfield.
One thing, too, Liberty doesn't have to be in any hurry. There's 19 on the play clock. If there's a way that they want to try to start shortening the game, they can take their time before they snap the ball. They still have 10 on the play clock. 2nd and 11 for the Raiders. Here's the shotgun snap. to throw, going to the far side. Got a man out there and just overshot him, and it'll bring, once again, it'll be third down and double digits coming up for the Raiders.
That was a good play call, right there by Liberty, just not able to connect. Had the kid on a little post, a little slant, and just a little too high. Wasn't able to pull it down.
So they have the ball on their own 31-yard line, brings up 3rd and 11. They've got to get the ball out across the 40 to the 42 to keep this drive alive. Their previous 5 possessions have been 3 and out. Play clock at 10. Once again, they work from the gun, which is Houck, waiting on the shotgun snap. Put a man in motion, and they'll hand it to him, and that will go for very little gain as they get the ball to Riley Marty. And Independence will throw that for a yard loss back to the 30-yard line and bring up yet another punt for Liberty. We've had 1 turnover in the ball game, and that was on Linksweiler. He took a big hit and fumbled a punt, but Liberty not able to do anything with it. And now for the 6th time, the Raiders will have to punt the ball back over to Independence.
It looks like Independence are going to put 2 different deep backs, give them some experience. Looks like Brady Rose and Dalton Atkins.
And here's the catch. Nice return inside the 40 of Liberty. Juking and jiving, and a nice return all the way to the 36-yard line. And let's see who that was.
Brady Rose.
And he was smelling like a rose with that return, with a nice return. Once again, it's going to be a short field for Independence as they'll have the ball. They're going to put it down at the 36-yard line of Liberty. So Independence has started at the Liberty 47, the Liberty 49, their own 46, their own 44, and now the Liberty 36. They've scored on their 4 previous possessions. They've made 3 of their 4 extra points, and they lead 27-0 with 10:21 remaining here in the opening half here on the first week of the 2023 high school football season here in the great state of West Virginia. They'll work from the pistol set. There'll be a running play. Linksweiler up inside and got a very decent gain on first down inside the 35. Take the ball, looks to be about the 33-yard line. I'm going to give him maybe, 3 on the play.
And once again, right back up to the line of scrimmage. This Independence team really knows how to, really get the plays in as they miss on the slant right there from Trey Bowers to Silas Nelson.
Yeah, not able to connect there. So now it's going to be 3rd and 7 at the Liberty 33-yard line. One thing, too, I think, Eric, that the pace in which Independence has ran, I think, is kind of maybe got Liberty back on their heels a bit.
Yeah, and that's one thing as the snap is a little high.
Yep, here's Bowers. He's got some room, makes a guy miss, falls forward. It's going to be enough for a first down. As you were talking, you're right, Eric, because we were talking, and that snap was high, but Bowers able to make the best of it.
And that's what you do with that. That's just the athleticism of Bowers. As he takes the ball after the high snap and just raw speed and has a lot of power with that speed. But back to my point, this is one thing that Liberty will have to work on is their depth. They don't have a lot of depth.
From the 23, they'll give the ball to Linksweiler, and he pushes the pile forward as he'll get the ball down to the Liberty 19. So it brings up 2nd and 6 coming up at the 19. They'll run from the pistol set. Bowers from the gun takes the snap, looks to throw, goes to Nelson out there in the flat. He's down the sideline. He breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. He's shy of the goal line. Looks like he's going to be about the 2-yard line, but yet another successful play and a first down for the Independence Patriots.
Yeah, and Nelson's looking really good out there, Didn't get a lot of action last year, but you can see the athleticism as he makes, a few people miss and has a nose for the goal line.
Actually, they'll take it all the way to the 1. That'll be a 18-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and goal for Independence right there at the 1-yard line. And they'll move the pile forward, and that's going to be Independence touchdown. And in all that pile, I couldn't see who carried the ball. Might have been Linksweiler again. But Independence able to push the pile into the end zone to extend the lead to 33-0.
We'll see on the replay. That's just going to be a QB sneak.
So it's Bowers.
For Bowers.
So Bowers gets into the end zone. 33-0 and waiting on the PAT. Cuppert has made 3 of the previous 4, and this one's on its way, and it looks good, and it is. So your new score is Independence 34, Liberty nothing, with 8:51 remaining in the first half. Your scoring drive, 6 plays, 36 yards, and Independence in the end zone again. And Eric, as we keep saying, is your scoring recap is brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better than an ice cold Pepsi. But you look at these drives for Independence: 5 plays, 47 yards, 4 plays, 49 yards, 1 play, 54 yards, 4 plays, 56 yards, and now 6 plays, 36 yards. That, like I said, we've always used the word efficient. I don't know any other way to describe it.
And I was going to say, that's the blueprint from the last couple of years. 6 plays being a remarkable long drive for them. They're quick strike offense, and that's one thing. I think you said it best. The pace of this game has really kept, Liberty on its heels. And Liberty created the only turnover, but was not able to capitalize, on that turnover. And now Independence has just been playing, on their side of the field.
Been all downhill.
Just
right.
all downhill, just running right downhill.
And I think now if you're Liberty, I mean, you're not, obviously they've got good, hard football players. They're not going to give up. But I don't think you worry about the score now. You're just trying to make a positive play on first down, trying to help you get a first down. They've yet to have one. Here's a squib kick, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty. So if Liberty accepts the penalty, this looks like probably be their best starting field position as they have the ball. This will be the 7th possession for Liberty, and they should take the ball out at the 35-yard line, and that's what they elect to do. So it'll be first down for Liberty on their own 35. As Independence leads in the game 34-0. Glad you're with us here on video production. We've got I got a text, got a fan from the great state of Arkansas watching the ball game. How about that? So it'll be a first down for the Raiders on their own 35-yard line. But we got people from all over the world watch these games, and we appreciate their attendance here on Video Productions. But as we talked about, Eric, the key is getting
Have anybody
something.
From Ireland? Notre Dame got? Are they tuning
actually, in Ireland right now, if they're watching, if they're out, they're probably at a pub crawl because it's kind of late in Ireland right now.
Put it up on the screen, baby.
Yep. There's maybe a busted play as the quarterback that time, Houck, was set to hand the ball off, and no one there to either hand it or fake it to, and it's going to go for a loss back inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. But, yeah, college football getting started tomorrow. Fighting Irish in their homeland of Dublin, Ireland, taking on the Naval Academy.
That's a 2:30 kick.
2:30 our time. It'll be 7:30 their local time in Dublin.
Yeah, I like Notre Dame, to really roll in that game.
They brought in Sam Hartman from Wake Forest.
Yeah, I think this is the first real quarterback that they've had in a long time.
Hartman over the last 2 seasons at Wake Forest thrown 100, actually his career 110 touchdowns.
Didn't you see him play against Notre Dame?
Yeah, back his freshman year, because there's a running play. Actually, I did back in 2018. This is his 6th season playing college football. That play is going to go for another loss, and once again it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long coming up for Liberty. So the ball's back at the 32, but, yeah, you're right. I saw Sam Hartman, his freshman year, play against Notre Dame at Winston-Salem there at Wake Forest back in 2018.
Yeah, I can remember that game. It was kind of rainy.
No, it was a beautiful – actually, that was Ian Book's first start.
Yes. I think – did Dave go with
Dave
you?
Bailey and I went to that game. Dave Bailey, one of Beckley's finest city policemen, him and I went to the Notre Dame-Wake Forest game that day. All right, third down, 13 coming up for Liberty. They'll work out of the gun again, trips to the far side. And to throw. They're throwing the ball deep. It's into coverage. It's up for grabs, and it's knocked down. And that was just throwing the ball up and trying to see who can come down with the 50-50 ball, and Independence able to deflect it to the ground.
And I have to hand it to Liberty's quarterback, Braden Houck, right here. Watch, he takes a tremendous hit, stays in the pocket, able to deliver it, but it's tough as a quarterback staring down the barrel, someone coming at you. And my hat's off to him hanging in there and delivering the pass.
So it'll be punt time for Liberty. 7:07 for the half. And Independence with 5 possessions and 5 touchdowns. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It's going to be a line drive kick. It's going to be fair caught, and Independence, that time really Linkweiler,
hey,
he had a lot of room to run.
Linkweiler, I think after he put that hand up, he realized that he caught that clean, and there was not a Liberty defender within 10 yards of him.
So Independence will start this possession on their own 40-yard line. While we got a minute, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Giovanni's Pizza. Giovanni's, Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian going out. That's where we had our pregame meal here in Glen Daniel and also Leicester Square in Sophia. By the way, we appreciate the fine folks of Giovanni's. They're going to make it possible. Eric, you and I will have a middle school game next Thursday at Coal City, and it'll be the 2 feeder schools that go into here. It'll be Trap Hill Middle School, who won the county last year, taking on Independence, and it'll be presented by Giovanni's Pizza. Mamma Mia.
Yeah, and that's always a good game. These 2 schools that feed into this, the rivalry starts, in youth football.
Here's Independence throwing the ball deep, and it's going to be incomplete. That time Bowers really couldn't get enough on it and throws the ball behind the intended receiver.
Just that time, as you catch the replay, the mechanics weren't there. He's kind of throwing off of his, kind of going sideways, not getting his plant foot out there, and that was just pure arm talent. If he gets his shoulders squared up, he can complete that.
Here's Linkweiler. He's got 10. He's across midfield, down the far sideline to the 40. They do run him out of bounds right there about the 30 of Liberty, say the 31. And that was just the one player that saved a touchdown for the Raiders as we watch the replay here.
Yeah, and that's just Linkweiler being Linkweiler right here, Tyler. Once he's just a hard-nosed running back and, not super flashy, just runs with speed and power. Goes at you.
That was a 29-yard run, and Liberty will call their final timeout of the first half. But the one thing, Eric, and you talked about it, and I agree, you're talking about Independence being running back you. Of course, 2 years ago, the Kennedy Award winner was Atticus Goodson, and then last year, the great success that was had by Judah Price. But now Tyler Linkweiler, he looks like that he's picked up where those 2 young men had left off.
Well, just plug and play. And you know what? You have to commend the young man for his patience, staying, in the program. A lot of kids don't have a lot of patience, in this day and time. And just to stay the course and know it's his time to step up, and you look for him to be a leader all year for this team.
Coming up at halftime, Chris Farish will provide us with stats. We will have that as we appreciate Chris Farish back with our crew again. Once again, the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. I'm Maris Lowry here with Eric Thomas. The Massey Power Sports halftime show coming up. We'll recap the first half. And the first half has been dominated by Independence as they lead 34-0. So look at this kind of a different formation here, Eric. We don't see every day the way they have the receivers stacked here to the near side. And they'll run the ball. And let's see, that is Bradford. And Bradford with another big gain. He's only carried the ball one other time. His first and only carry up to this point went for a touchdown. There's going to be a penalty flag, and they're going to get Bradford after the play. And that could be some emotion from going back and playing with his former team.
And this could be the reason why he's only carried it a couple times. You have to know, going against his former teams, probably some jaw in here. And
yeah, you can't do that.
Cooler heads need to prevail.
And, the official's going to throw the flag every time, and rightfully so.
Yes, you got to be.
And I'm sure Coach Lilly and his other position coaches are going to tell him, you already made the good play, you got the first down, you can't do that. And they just got to settle him in. I know football, as you well know, Eric, very emotional game. And you want your players to be emotional, but you got to draw the line somewhere.
And that's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth. I don't want to take a kid's emotion away, but you have to know down and distance. You have to know when, you're taking yourself from the 10-yard line back, to the 25?
Well, yeah, it'll be a first down. Then it was a dead ball foul. So they'll bring the ball back. Like I said, let's see where he was down. And it'll be a 15-yard penalty. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll just take the ball. The official's standing there at the 25, and that's where they should be. I don't know why they're back here on the 35. The sticks are up on the 25, and I think that's where they need to set the ball down.
Yeah, because it happened exactly on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and sportsmanlike conduct, it is a first down, and the ball's at the 25-yard line. So you're right, Eric. So it was right there at the 10. So that will count as a play because then it's a dead ball. So this will be the 5th play of the drive. It's a first down at the Liberty 25-yard line. Now we got it all sorted out. 6.5 to go. Bowers to throw here in the first half. They flush him out of the pocket. He's got some running room. He's got a first down inside the 10, the 5. He fights for the pylon, and is he in or is he out of bounds? He's in for an Independence touchdown. A 25-yard scramble for Trey Bowers as he's flushed out of the pocket, and he rumbled down the far side, and he dove, and being on that far corner, so we have an injured Liberty player, and I couldn't tell right here, Eric, as we watch the replay, if he was out of bounds, but he was not. The official standing right there inside the pylon for the touchdown.
And Bowers finished that run with, speed and strength. That's what he is, and he really finished the run at the goal line.
So it looks like maybe a cramp to the Liberty player out there. 6:21 to go, and it's 40-0. And that's one thing I said, Eric, even though it is, a kind of overcast, kind of cool, still down on that field, and especially the way, I think one of the big keys has been the pace of which Independence has played. It's really had Liberty's defense kind of back on their heel, and now looks like you have a cramp from one of the players that they're attending to.
I'm going to give a stat, and this came from one of our listeners. The 3 extra point kicks that Independence has made, I think that is the most they've made in the last 2 years probably.
Probably so, because after a while they knew they couldn't make it, and they just started going for 2.
I can remember back with Atticus, he was the kicker. I think probably after the 5th game of Atticus' senior season, they just start going for 2.
And, Eric, if you remember in our preview show with Coach Lilly, he said that had they had a kicker, maybe that Judah Price wouldn't have broke the scoring record because they had to go for 2 all the time is what he felt allowed Judah Price to get that scoring record. So we've got the extra point coming up. It's 40-0 right now with 6:21 remaining in the first half. Now the rule is that in the second half, or at least in the fourth quarter, if one team is ahead of another by at least 35 points, then it's a running clock. Now, 2 years ago, Independence won the game here 47-0. Last year at Coal City, it was 60-0 at halftime, and then they ran the clock through in the second half and won the game 60-0. And it's 40-0 right now as we await the extra point attempt. But while we got a minute, I want to tell you about the good folks at Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Leisure Lanes, they have futuristic bowling, so you can go to your favorite high school football game or watch it here on Video Productions, then make your way to Leisure Lanes Friday or Saturday. You can dial them up 304-253-7328. Also, the good folks at Leisure Lanes, they'll have a fall league starting soon, and you can call them for information about that. All right, here's back to live play for the extra point attempt.
That's going to be motion on the kicker, or either the.
It's going to be
called
offsides on Liberty. So Cover has made 5 of 6 extra points. This is the 7th extra point that he's attempted here in the first half. And you're right, Eric. They've attempted more from placement here in the first half than probably they did in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah. I would think so.
So here's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way. It looks good, and it is. So maybe they found something in Cover as he has banged home 6 of 7 PATs. And your new score with 6:21 remaining in the first half is Independence 41 and Liberty nothing. The drive this time was a 5-play, 60-yard drive as it was Trey Bowers doing the work as he was flushed out of the pocket. And he had a 25-yard touchdown run. So he finished off the drive. Your scoring recap brought to you by the good folks at Pepsi. Pepsi from Southern West Virginia. Also at this time, I want to talk about the good folks at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You work hard for your money, so when you retire like me, you can turn to the professionals of Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995 or Wayne Rhodes at 253-7335. 41-0, and it'll be kickoff time for Independence. And, Liberty, Eric, still yet to get their first down of the ball game.
Yeah, they're kind of struggling offensively and just not able to really get into a groove.
So, teed up there on the far side near the hash, and here comes the kick. It's a squibber, takes a bounce, and it'll be fielded, and then the young man slipped as he's over the 30. And Liberty will have this possession. Looks to be, maybe the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. Looks to be the 33 where Liberty will start this possession. Well, Eric, hopefully we'll have some scores that we can pass along. Maybe some other games have got going. I know Beckley across town playing Riverside, Shady across the county playing Roane County. Got the big battle down in Bluefield between Bluefield and Graham. I've got a score there. Huntington in front of Spring Valley, 14-0 in the first quarter. Trying to get the score, and we'll try to get you an update on Graham and Bluefield as Graham is in front of Bluefield 7-0 down there at Mitchell Stadium. So it'll be first down on their own 33-yard line for the Liberty Raiders. And it's going to be a quick pitch to the near side, and Independence is going to blow that play up. And there's a late flag comes in at the end of that play. And that's one thing what we don't want, Eric. We know that this is a rivalry as we watch the end of that. We'll see where that flag comes in. Could it be
maybe a block in the back?
Right there, a block in the back, and really an unnecessary block, and then the flag comes in.
Yeah, that's just one of those.
With the score,
see the numbers.
Right. With the score getting the way it is, that's what you don't want. Yeah, if you can see their numbers, you don't want to hit them.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that was taught to you, to me, to once you see the numbers.
So that will move them back, and the ball will go back to the 15-yard line. So they have the ball in the 15. They got to get out to the 43 to keep the drive alive. They've yet to get a first down here in this first half. There's 6:11 left in it, and 41-0 the Independence lead. So it'll be a first down, and now the official coming over, maybe explaining it to Liberty coach Mark Workman. The Liberty quarterback had came to the sideline. They'll trot him back out there now, beg your pardon, to Houck. And now I think they marked off too much, and that's why Mark Workman was letting the officials know.
I think Coach Workman went and said, hey.
You know what he said? We teach math at Liberty. You got to know the right numbers, and the ball's back to the 23-yard line. That's a 10-yard penalty. I wonder how they got to 15. 10-yard penalty. They were at the 33. It makes sense. I can do that math. Back to the 23. So it'll be 1st and 20 for Liberty. 6:11 for the half. Here's the shotgun snap. It's a run all the way, not much cooking there. So that was the quarterback, Houck, on the carry. And he's going to lose back to the 21. So he'll lose a couple on the play. So it'll be a second down. And going to need an Uber ride to pick up this first down. And Liberty has it on their own 21.
Yeah, this started at the 33 and not going the right way for this young Raiders team.
So they're going to try a wide receiver screen to the near side. It's caught. Trying to find some running room here on the near sideline. And once again, Riley Marty, who makes the reception, gets the ball across the 25. And they're going to get the ball out to looks to be maybe the 26, 27-yard line. Put the ball down at the 27-yard line. So it's going to bring up a third down. They got to get out to the 43-yard line to keep this drive alive. We're going up under the 5-minute mark of the first half, which has been all in the favor of the defending Class AA champion Independence Patriots, leading 41-0. So let's see what Houck will dial up on third down out of the gun, takes the snap, he'll roll the pocket, he'll step up into the pocket, and he'll be sacked back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and a good job by the Independence linebacker staying at home. I think that's going to be Dylan Ritchie. He did a good job staying at home, spying the quarterback and making the play.
So for the 8th time in the first half, and not a stat you want, this will be the 8th punt for Liberty in this first half. They've yet to get a first down, and it's just been tough sledding against this Independence defense.
And what's tough about this, Maris, is 4:33 to go. You got this powerful Independence offensive out, plus they received the second half kick.
That's right. So, and if they return this punt or just fair catch it, they're going to have excellent field position. Here on the near side is going to be Rose waiting on the punt. Here comes the kick. And it's going to come to Rose on the near side, but he won't have a chance to return. It's going to be out of bounds, maybe right at mid. Actually, it'll be on the 49-yard line on Independence side of the field. So the Patriots will start this possession on their own 49-yard line. And now, Eric, I think it will become, I would think here in the first half, if you're Coach Lilly, you're still going to keep your main guys in there. And then in the second half, I guess you have to decide when you start, subbing in some other guys in the second half.
Yeah, and he's done that, freely a little bit here in the first. He's, have put a few different wide outs and stuff in.
So Graham still leading Bluefield 7-0. That's another game also on Video Productions. Huntington in front of Spring Valley 14-0. That's also on Video Productions. First down, Independence. And it'll be Linksweiler on the carry. He gets to the edge. He's got a first down flag. It's coming back. He gets the ball down to the 30-yard line. Probably going to have a hold here on Independence that's going to wipe out a really good run by Linksweiler. And there's the indication, and that's a hold. And, you have a lot of that in the first game. But, Eric, this is something we've seen over the last couple of years, as many games as we've done. And I don't think penalties is why they lost to Fairmont 2 years ago, and they won the championship last year. So no coach wants to see all these penalties, but in fairness, they have overcome all of it.
Yeah, they have. And right there, that was probably just an effort, play, wide receiver, just holding on just a little bit long to his block.
The ball will come back to the 43-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 16. So it's Linksweiler up inside. He crosses midfield. He spins. He's down inside the 45, and that's a good hard run on first down. He got the penalty yardage back and then some, as he's almost has another first down. And, that other flag came in at the end of the play. So let's sort this out.
I'm going to say that it's getting a lot chippy now.
Well, the run will stand. I do think it's going to be a dead ball foul. I think the play will stand, and then we'll figure it out from there. But they might be talking to the Liberty captains. There it is, dead ball, personal foul on Independence. So they'll mark it off from where it took place, which is about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, and then right now, if you're Independence, you just want to play football.
So now there's the mark-off for a minute. He stopped only going 5 yards, and now here comes the 15.
He
had me confused there for a minute.
10 more onto
and
that.
The ball comes back to the 41-yard line. So that's penalties on back-to-back plays for Independence. And now they have the ball on their own 41. They've still got timeouts in their pocket with 3:52 to go here in the first half. And Bowers going for the home run ball. Got a man out there. It's caught. Over-the-shoulder catch. A beautiful catch to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Independence. What a great catch by Silas Nelson, the 6'1", 176 sophomore.
This play is going to be on Plays of the Week.
An amazing play.
This is a hard catch. Pitch and catch over the shoulder, running away. This is a dime by Bowers, and what a catch.
He made a great catch over his shoulder, breaks a tackle there at the 15, spins around, and gets into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. That's a one-play, 51-yard drive, but that will be a 61-yard touchdown pass from Bowers to Nelson. 61 yards because of the penalty, but the drive is 51 yards. And the PAT is up and in. And with 3:39 left in the half, it is 48-0 as Independence has scored 7 times. And the kicker there from placement, Micah Cuppert, who's a freshman, has made 6 of 7 extra points. So it's a one-play, 51-yard drive, a 61-yard strike from Bowers
as we're watching
to Nelson.
The replay,
as you watch the replay, what a sensational play. and then able to spin out of it and get in the end zone. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing will taste better coming up here at the break than an ice cold Pepsi Cola. And while we got a minute to, we want to check on some other scores. And we do know that Huntington's up 14-0 over Spring Valley. And Graham in the Battle of Virginia trying to beat Bluefield for the third straight year. They lead the Beavers 7-0 there. So it'll be kickoff time for Independence. But Independence has been outstanding in this first half. And, Eric, it looks like this Independence team has picked up where it left off for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, playing good sound defense and a high-powered offense. Preseason number 1 for a reason.
Here comes the kickoff, and I'll say this after this play, the kickoff, and Liberty, the ball's loose, and maybe let's see if it went out of bounds or did Independence recover it. They're going to say
it went out of bounds. Liberty ball.
Yeah, Liberty's going to get it. And if it went out of bounds, that would be a penalty if let's say somebody touched it. But nevertheless, they've got the ball in a better position. I think someone from Liberty actually touched it, but Liberty will have possession of the ball. So it'll be a first down. But what I was going to say, Eric, and I think you may agree, that I think throughout the course of the season that there's a lot of good teams on Liberty's schedule. So I'm not saying that, not disrespecting anybody, but this is probably the best team that Liberty will see all year, and definitely the best defense they'll play in the regular season. But I think as the season progresses with some of the talent that Liberty has, they'll be able to move the ball and put points on the boards against some other teams.
They've shown some ability to really, move the ball. They have some players. They have some skilled players. This Liberty team is going to be okay down the stretch.
So from their own 36, that's where Liberty will start. Still got 3:36 to go in the first half. Is it me or has this been a long first half? Here's a running play. And that's one of the best offensive plays, if not the best offensive play of the night for Liberty, as their quarterback that time, Braden Houck, on a sweep, gets the ball across the 40 and out to, looks to be the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. So that's their best offensive play. Getting the ball to the 42 and picking up 6 on the play.
And right now, I think Coach Lilly, they're starting to sub a few different people in here defensively.
Low snap, and that just really killed the play, and that'll be disastrous for Liberty, as really the quarterback that time, Houck, had no chance, and they get him back behind the 40-yard line, inside the 40 rather.
Yeah, and already was a low snap and tough to pick up with Independence defense bearing down on you.
So from the 39-yard line, will bring up a third down play for Liberty. They've got to get across the 45 to keep the drive alive. And we got I think an equipment adjustment. It's not really a timeout. Looks like they're going to adjust equipment. And I was under the impression if you adjust the equipment, you're not allowed to have your whole team to the side. But we're going to try to get some scores. I know down here where we're at in Glen Daniel, sometimes it's very difficult to get a score. So right now, Beckley is up 19-0.
Huntington's still leading Spring Valley 14-0 in the first quarter.
So Beckley with the 19-0 lead. Eric, with about 4.5 minutes. I know you're concerned with that. Got a daughter that goes to Beckley.
What's the score again?
19-0 Beckley with about 4.5 to go in the first half. So they've changed quarterbacks, and this pass will come up short. They've got the receiver now, Marty Riley. They moved him from receiver to quarterback, and that pass will come up a little short and bring up fourth down. So we'll see. We're going to try to pick up a shady score. Once again, Beckley is leading 19-0. They're almost halftime there. That game started at 7:30 while we kicked off here at 7 o'clock.
And this Bluefield-Graham game still a tight one, 7-0, with 7:38 left in the second quarter.
And that game, I think it started at 7:30. I think they were about a half an hour behind us.
Yeah, that shows you how long this first.
It's been a long first half. We are at 8:19 local time. And we started the game at 7 o'clock. Here comes a punt from Liberty. And it'll be returned across the 40, across midfield. There's some blocking. Big gainer to the 40. A nice return down inside the 30 for Independence. And let's see who the young man was. That is Caden Bradbury, and there is a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, I think this is going to be after the fact, dead ball, unnecessary roughness.
So let's see if, Eric, that is the call. As Caden Bradbury able to take the punt return all the way down inside the 30-yard line. The referee standing there at the Liberty 28. And they'll call this against Independence and bring it back. So this drive's going to start still deep in Liberty territory inside the 40. They'll put it down at the 38-yard line of Liberty. So this is the 8th possession in this first half for Independence. And let's see, 1, 2, this will be the 3rd out of the 8 that they have started on the Liberty's half of the field. But they have a first down. And we got a whistle, and they blow the play dead. And Independence, I think, is called a timeout. So while they got a timeout, I want to tell you about Massey Power Sports coming up here at halftime. We'll recap the first half, tell you everything that's as many scores as we can get you. Also let you know about the good folks at Edward Jones Financial Services. You work hard for your money, so when you're ready to retire, like I am, or like I've turned to the great financial advisors of Edward Jones, Heather Cantley, and Wayne Rhodes at 304-254-9995 for Heather Cantley, and Wayne Rhodes 304-253-7355. Also want to take the time to tell you about Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. Indoor Air for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up the good folks at 304-890-2212. Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. But Eric, right now, Independence looks like they haven't missed a beat from the last couple seasons.
Yeah, they've really picked up where they left off in the state championship game, and you know that's what you do, just reload when you're building a program.
So here's Independence they try to run the ball up the middle, and Liberty that time blows the play up as they start this one at the 38-yard line, this drive.
Finally, a great defensive play right there by the Liberty Raiders. Let's give the big man some credit. That was Connor Akert, just a sophomore.
The loss takes it back to the 40, 2nd and 12, and as Bowers goes back to pass, Independence calls a timeout.
You know, if you look across this Liberty roster, they a lot of young talent.
Yeah, they got a lot of young players.
Talent, so.
In fact, 2 years ago, Liberty made the playoffs, and they lost in a tough game to Herbert Hoover, who ended up being the runner-up last year. And they were really hit pretty hard by graduation. Mm-hmm. Last year, they didn't have the kind of year that they normally wanted. They only won 2 games. But I do think that Liberty is going to win more than 2 games. And as I was told, when people were asking me about this game here at Liberty, I said, no matter what happens tonight, this will not define this Liberty team. And what's happened here in the first half, Liberty down 48-0 with 1:09 in the first half. This will not define who Liberty is here in this first half.
And what you want right now, if you're Coach Workman and this Liberty staff, you just want to, with a young team, you want to keep them in it, keep them, trying to keep them positive and try to build from this.
It just shows you how good Huntington is. They're the defending Class AAA champion, and Spring Valley's really good. And right now, Huntington with a 3-touchdown advantage, Eric, leading 21-0.
Hey, a lot of talent on that Huntington squad.
So out of the timeout, Independence will have it at the Liberty 40-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down play, 2nd and 12. As they run from the pistol set, they'll hand the ball. And that's going to be Linksweiler. He's inside the 35, and he gets down to about the 31, maybe the 30-yard line. Let's see where they put him down at. Going to put him down right at the 31-yard line, bring up 3rd down. So it'll bring up a 3rd down play at the Liberty 31. Bowers, a slant. It's caught. Nelson's been his receiver, his go-to guy as they sling him down inside the 20, and a first down for Independence.
Yeah, last year was Cyrus Goodson. Looks like Silas Nelson wants to step in and say, look, we still have some great receivers here at Independence.
Put the ball down at the 18. Here's a running play right up the middle, and that is Linksweiler, and he gets down to the 5-yard line as he explodes right up the middle. Actually, they're going to put him down at the 4 and be first and goal. So from the 4-yard line, and Independence goes quick, and it's Bowers, and he gets up inside, and he finds the end zone for a touchdown, and then he gets thrown to the ground. And let's see. What you don't want is to break out to anything. There's a penalty flag coming in. There's another flag coming in. But I knew once he got thrown to the ground, Eric, we're going to see flags, and it's starting to heat up as it's now 54-0 here with 10 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, what you don't want to see, this game get out of hand, and cooler heads need to prevail because you don't want this game called.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have the man from Pioneer Community Bank, Mr. Greg Shoup. He'll join us. Of course, we appreciate what Pioneer Community Bank does as our post-game sponsor on our games, but how great they are in the community to be able to provide the trophy for this game here tonight, which, by the way, Eric, you're going to have to pick the Pioneer Community Bank most valuable player of this game here tonight.
The player of the game.
Player or players of the game. And
yes.
you can't say yourself. I know you want to, but I'm talking to the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins. Eric talks about his career so good, he wants to be the MVP of a game he don't even play in.
That's funny. Yeah, it looks like we have an injury on this play.
Well, Bowers made the end zone, and as he got into the end zone, he got thrown to the turf. And as we watch the replay here, well, we will. Right there's the final. There you see Bowers is into the end zone, and then the young man there from Liberty put him down, and then Bowers didn't take kind of that. And I'm not sure if it's hard to see if he shoved him or if he threw the ball at him. Then here come the flags.
So the player's up, yeah, and
they'll sort it out.
Yeah, that's good to see the young man walking off.
But the first part, like I said, of our Massey Power Halftime Sports, we'll have Mr. Greg Shoup on. And right now, 54-0 at the break. And, boy, Independence. We did that first scrimmage, Eric, you and I, against Herbert Hoover that Independence played. Of course, they didn't have Linksweiler, and they just looked like a completely different team with him in the lineup.
Yeah, they do, but you have to understand who they were playing. Not only did they play the runner-up, but the runner-up had a lot of players back, and we left that game saying that both of those teams would possibly be playoff teams, and that be Herbert Hoover and Independence.
That was a 5-play, 38-yard drive. Bowers finished the drive with a 4-yard run. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better than a nice, cold blue can of Pepsi. So now I guess they're going to figure it out here, and after the penalty, let's see if they'll tack it on. Probably, I'm not sure. It probably is going to be offsetting penalties. I never did see which direction they and I don't know how you can penalize one without the other here.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and just an extracurricular, play. And Bowers, he has a right to kind of get angry at that play.
Yeah, and as we watch it again,
yeah, he scored. It's bad enough getting tackled, but you don't want to get tackled when you're kind of giving up.
By the way, that back in the end zone, the whole time I was watching it, and when I look up, it looks like the old days where you have snow piled up back in the end zone. Now, obviously, that's not the case. I'm sure that's some type of tarp or something, but it's down in that end zone where Bowers scored. And, when you first look at it, right, Eric, doesn't that look like snow from the old days?
Yeah, it is, and we talked about that earlier, but it looks like the long jump pit.
Yeah, from the frozen tundra back in the days of Green Bay and Minnesota when they used to have snow back up at the end of the end zone, but so let's see what they're going to sort out here. The touchdown will stand. It's 54-0, 10 seconds left in the half. So we've got some other scores going on. We'll try to get some scores if we can. Yeah, we got the PA guy. He's letting the crowd know. Maybe he can pass them over to you, Eric, and you can update some of our viewers, and we appreciate that. I'm going to let you kind of update us there a little bit, Eric.
Okay, we'll start with Greenbrier East, AAA Greenbrier East at Point Pleasant. They're up 7-6 in the second quarter. What other games of interest? Right now,
just what have you got there?
Roane County's up 14-7 at halftime over Shady Spring Tigers. And, of course.
And Beckley was still up 19-0 last time we checked.
And Fairmont Senior, they're up 28-0 at halftime over Lewis County.
And now I'm not really sure what's going on here. Maybe they're going to mark
the
off.
The PAT is going to be
from the 32, perhaps. I didn't really see. We were going over the scores, but maybe that's where the PA. So if the PAT's from there, obviously you'd go for 2, maybe throw it up.
This is a tough one. Morgantown is up 58-0 over South Charleston in the second quarter.
Yeah. So this would be a 50-yard extra point attempt if they're still going to kick it from placement. But this has been the longest, wildest extra point. We appreciate now Independence going to take a timeout. Wheeling Park leads Hedgesville 39-0. As I mentioned, Beckley up 19-0. Beckley in front of Riverside. Parkersburg leads St. Albans 7-0. Nicholas County at halftime leads Oak Hill 3-0. That's Independence's opponent next week, and it's 3-0. A defensive struggle there. Musselman leads Handley, Virginia 28-21. No score, or actually it's tomorrow between Princeton and Lincoln County. And Hampshire leads Preston 21-20. No score between Ripley and Brook. Jefferson leads Spring Mill 14-0.
That Ripley is a future opponent of Shady Spring as well.
Parkersburg South 35, Capital 6, playing at Lately Field. Bridgeport leads Buchanan of Upshur 41-0. Last night, Hurricane beat Winfield 63-0. Tomorrow, Martinsburg's playing a team from Canada over in Ironton, Ohio.
Hey, that's when you know your program that nobody wants to really play you.
Fairmont Senior up 28-0. Tomorrow, Scott Herbert Hoover will battle. Graham still leads Bluefield 7-0. North Marion has beaten East Fairmont 55-24. Eric told you Roane County leads Shady 14-7 at the break. Kaiser over Robert C. Byrd 14-0. This has been the longest PAT that I can remember. No score between Clay County and Midland Trail second quarter.
Bluefield may be busting for a touchdown here.
Trying to look at some other scores. Nitro leads Polka 21-6 at the half. Greenbrier East, Eric told you this score earlier, 7-6 over Point Pleasant. Chapmanville leads Sissonville 21-0 as we're ready for the extra point. No score between Westside and Wyoming East. We thank you very much. And now they're going to go for 2 and all the way back at the 35. They throw the ball deep, and it's incomplete. So, and Eric, here's another thing, too. I don't think in all my years of covering sports, or covering high school football, I've seen a 2-point conversion come from that far out.
Me either, and that was almost a completion for 2.
So with 10 seconds left, 54-0. Here's your new score. As I had mentioned earlier, last year's game was 60-0, and 2 years ago here at Liberty, it was 47-0. So we will have a running second half. Well, I don't know about the second half, at least in the fourth quarter. Each coaches would have to agree just to run it through the entire second half. Coming up at the Massey Power Sports halftime show, we'll have Mr. Greg Shoup from Pioneer Community Bank. He'll join us. We appreciate all the work that they do. Appreciate them being one of our sponsors, our in-game and post-game sponsor for Pioneer Community Bank, and they do a great job. And they looks like that the trophy is going to stay at Coal City that Pioneer Community Bank gives for the winner of this game.
And both of these teams, they display that trophy proud. And if you can remember 2 years ago when we went to do a preseason show at Independence, they had that trophy out along with the state runner-up trophy.
So here comes the ensuing kickoff, and this possibly should be maybe the last play of the half, and actually it won't. As soon as I say that, this Liberty will probably just take a knee and get to the locker room, 54-0. But, Eric, I think we've had the longest first half. I know we had the longest two-point conversion. And Beckley now leads 26-0 over Riverside with 3 minutes left in the half. So right now Beckley doing work against Riverside. So let's see what Liberty does. I would think they would just take a knee with 4 seconds left in the first half. As they have the ball across the 35 at the 36-yard line, and They will just take a knee, and that's the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, your score, the defending Class AA champions, Independence 54, Liberty nothing. We'll be right back on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but Brian moves! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Welcome you back to Liberty High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Chris Farish is on stats, and we'll get to those stats in a little bit. Also, we have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on camera. At the break, the defending Class AA champion Independence has continued where they've left off for the last two seasons, as they have a 54-0 halftime lead over Liberty. And Independence scored every time they had the ball. They were able to go their first possession. They were able to go 5 plays, 47 yards. They went 4 plays, 49 yards. 1 play, 54 yards. You can see how efficient they were on offense. 4 plays, 56 yards. 6 plays, 36 yards. 5 plays, 60 yards. 1 play, 51 yards. 5 plays, 54 yards for Liberty. They did not get a first down in that first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possessions and 9 punts. 54-0 is the halftime lead for the defending Class AA champion Independence Patriots. We're here at the Massey Power halftime show, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our first halftime break from Massey Power Sports, and then when we come back, we will have Greg Shoup on from Pioneer Community Bank. You're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia, at Liberty High School. I'm Maris Lowry, and at the break, the defending Class AA champion Patriots are off to a 54-0 halftime lead over Liberty. And, of course, the last commercial you saw was Pioneer Community Bank, and none other than the president and CEO of the good folks of Pioneer Community Bank, Mr. Greg Shoup, with us here at halftime. And first of all, Greg, we appreciate you coming on at halftime. We appreciate you being a sponsor. But all the things that the bank does for the community is you provide the championship trophy and the sponsor of this game, the Battle of 76 between Liberty and Independence.
Absolutely. And we've been doing this for, I believe, 6 years. It's the brain trust of my right-hand guy, Carl Bowman. I got to give him a shout-out tonight. He's an Independence grad, knew how important this game was for a rivalry standpoint, and it gives us an opportunity to give back to the communities that have been so good to us over the last, 20 years since we've been in this Raleigh County market.
And Greg, you talk about that, and I've been a customer of Pioneer Community Bank ever since you guys opened your doors in Raleigh County. And I remember when you first opened at Raleigh County, you were doing it in a trailer out there where your current location is, out there at Lester Square in Sophia, which you're right in the heart of these two communities. And I remember when you started like 20-some years ago, and now you've branched out to where you're at there in Beckley, and now the new branch up on Harper Road.
Absolutely. Yeah, Raleigh County has been really good to us. Of course, we were founded in 1931 in McDowell County as the Bank of Yeager. And when banking laws changed, allowed us to branch out to other counties, which created the opportunity to move to Raleigh County. The last 5 years have been really good for us in Raleigh County, and we've got a pretty good foothold that we're proud of, and we're trying to extend that as we speak today.
Well, for what little money I have most of it in your bank, so I feel safe about that.
I appreciate that.
Well, Greg, I know you're a sports guy. You had the chance to take in this first half, and, man, Independence looks like they haven't missed a beat from the last couple of years.
Does not look like they have lost a thing, does it?
And, here's the thing that Eric and I talked about as that first half went on. And even though Liberty, as I was telling the fine folks here at Liberty before the game started, no matter what happens tonight, this will not define who Liberty is, because I think Liberty has some skilled players, their receivers, their running backs. I think there's no question, and this is not to disrespect anybody else they play, this will be Liberty's toughest game, toughest defense, but I think Liberty's going to win more than 2 games. That's all they won last year. I think they're going to be a much better team, and you play your best team early, work out the kinks, but I think Liberty's going to be okay.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. It really does look like they have, from last year to this year, they've taken a step. Just got to gain a little confidence and keep moving forward.
Well, I know what a big football fan you are, so I got a couple questions. I got a part A and part B for you, and I'll let you go out on this one. First of all, let's talk about the West Virginia Mountaineers. They opened their season at Penn State, and for me, I can remember when I was a kid back in the day, Joe Paterno bringing Penn State down to Morgantown, and that was a tough team. West Virginia had a hard time beating them. In my lifetime, the first time that West Virginia beat them was in 1984, then beat them again in 88 with Major Harris. So what's your take, or do you have any feel or any take on the Mountaineers for 2023?
Well, last year, I'll be honest, I was pretty positive on West Virginia and kind of got let down. So this year, I'm going into it blindfolded, and I'm praying for the best.
All right. Well, they have Penn State and then Duquesne, and then I think most people feel they'll be 1-1 after those 2 games. I think what's going to make the difference for West Virginia is how they come out of that Pitt game, the 3rd game of the season, in that backyard brawl. That's such a heated rivalry. Pitt was able to squeak by them last year in Pittsburgh. I think if West Virginia can get that game, they can have a better year than what a lot of people think.
I think so too. And your first Big 12 game, Texas Tech, follows that Pitt game up, so it does not get any easier for them whatsoever.
So after we talk about West Virginia, now we got to talk about Marshall. Okay. And Marshall beat my Irish in South Bend last year. I was there to see it. And I think Marshall, I think they're going to have an outstanding year. They got a big game with Tech on September 23rd. Of course, they play in a tough conference, having to play the teams they play, Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina, a lot of the teams that they play. So Marshall should get past Albany next week, but then it gets tough every week after that.
I agree. But I'd love to see Marshall have a great year, and I think they will have a great year, and I do think they will beat Virginia Tech.
I do too.
I mean, the 2 teams you got to hate here are Pitt and Virginia Tech, and I hate both of them.
Well, it'd be good if West Virginia can beat one, Marshall can beat the other, right?
I mean, life would be good, wouldn't it?
Well, life is good at Pioneer Community Bank. We appreciate all that you and the fine folks at the bank do. We appreciate you as a sponsor.
Yes, sir.
Because without you guys, we can't get it done. And you're also the post-game sponsor as well as the in-game sponsor. And we really appreciate it. And, Greg, enjoy the second half. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Appreciate
it. That is Greg Shoup there from Pioneer Community Bank. We'll go ahead and take a break as the Massey Power Sports halftime show rolls on here from Liberty High School. We're streaming live on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Welcome back to Liberty High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, Chris Farish on stats, the heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins producing and directing, and Jackie Moon on cameras. We welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. At the break, 54-0 is the score in favor of Independence, and we had to wait for Eric to eat him some halftime sweets. And now that, Eric, you have done eating your halftime sweets, you have some of the numbers which should indicate why Independence is up so big.
Yeah, and once again, as you stated, the score is 54-0 at halftime, Maris, and the total yards tell the tale of the half. 459 total yards of offense from this Independence Patriot team. 317 on the ground, 142 through the air. Leading the way is Tyler Linksweiler. He has 14 carries for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Connor Bradford, his backfield mate, has 2 carries, 75 yards, and 1 tud. And Trey Bowers has 8 carries, 79 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Bowers is able to generate some offense through the air for Independence. He's 5 of 8 for 142 yards. And 5 of the 8 completions have gone to Silas Nelson right now, who made an incredible catch. He has 5 catches, 142 yards, with an incredible over-the-shoulder catch right late in the second quarter and 2 touchdowns for 459 total yards. And the tail of the tape is Liberty has been held to minus 26 yards for the half, Maris. Minus 33 yards rushing and 7 positive yards through the air.
They've not been able to get a first down yet, and like I said, nothing cooking for Liberty. But let me ask you this, we'll put you on the spot before we go to break. We had Greg Stroop up here for Pioneer Community Bank, and Pioneer Community Bank, of course, they provide a trophy to the team that wins this game, but also they want us to pick the MVP. So I said, I'm going to leave that up to you. So in the first half, could you not? You can make a case for 3 players, right? And it would be tough right now at halftime. You could say Trey Bowers. He scored 3, thrown 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
Linksweiler's had an outstanding half. And how about the play of Silas Nelson? So those 3 guys, and that's why I'm glad you're going to pick, because any one of those 3, you wouldn't be wrong no matter who you took of those 3.
Yeah, well, and here's the way I'm leaning right now. If I had to give the trophy out right now, I'm going to go with Silas Mullins. Silas Nelson. And here's the simple reason. He comes in, unproven commodity at the wideout position, made 2 heck of a catches, in the first half, 5 catches, solidified that wideout, position for you know what Trey Bowers is going to bring to the table. You've seen extended Tyler Linksweiler, in the playoff game last year, he rushed for over 100 yards.
Right. So
right now, if you had, and I think those young men will probably agree, Silas Nelson right now, should garner the trophy, but we have a whole half of football.
Well, we have a whole half, and we've got 10 more weeks to go in high school football. And we might see a catch maybe as good. I don't know if we'll see one better. That was as good a catch as we might see all year, Eric.
Over the shoulder, looking into the lights. And it was a tremendous pass, but to be on the receiving end of that and to haul it in the way he did, shake the defender off and score.
I think you'll agree. As good as the pass was, the catch was better.
It was better.
And there's the replay as the heavy hitter, here. Mr. Nick Eskins, brings it up. And like I said, as great as the pass was, I think the reception was even better.
Just the way he caught it over his outside shoulder. Great ball placement, but just you see that those passes more times than not drop because it's hard to get your hands in sync with looking over your shoulder, and that was just a great catch as we watch it one more time.
54-0 the lead for the defending Class AA champion Independence Patriots. We'll take our final Massey Power Sports halftime break, come back, get you ready for the second half. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia, here at Liberty High School. We're about 2 or 3 minutes away of starting the second half, Eric, and the first half dominated by the defending Class AA champion Independence Patriots, 54-0. And you know what was amazing? Independence scored, Eric, every time they had the ball, and Liberty punted every time they had the ball. And
usually in the 3-and-out fashion.
Yeah, and you and I talked about it when I had Greg Shoup on from Pioneer Community Bank. We had talked about it that even though things aren't going the way Liberty had hoped, I think Liberty's going to win more than 2 games, and I think they're going to, as the season progresses, if they stay healthy and keep at it, which I know they work hard, they play hard. Coach Workman does a good job. I think Liberty's going to be a tough team to go against as the season progresses.
Yeah, there's no way that you can watch this game. I mean, you have to understand who they're going up against. If you can't watch this game and see that they have a few ball players, it's a young team too. So this team will grow. This team will learn from this and only get better.
I think one of the keys that you hit on in the first half that other players of Independence, like Nelson, we talked about, the receiver, and also like Linkswaller, that they took their time to get their time. And you made a good point of that, like you said, in this day and time, you don't get the kind of playing time that they think that players want or think they should get. They're ready to move somewhere else. They stayed with it, and like I said, they waited their time, and now they got their time.
Well, stay the course, and that's one thing, you can attribute to the coaching staff, too. Players, we had a chance to talk to Coach Lilly in depth a little bit, and he made a good point. Sometimes, back in our days, sometimes a coach might not fit certain players, but I think everyone on this roster, they want to be coached the way they've been coached, and they bought in. They've bought in to Coach Lilly's and his staff and the way they're doing things.
Well, one thing too, Eric, and we appreciate that a lot of people tuning in. We've had calls from really all over the continental United States, all the way from San Francisco, California, to Little Rock, Arkansas, to all points in between. I haven't got one from Dublin, Ireland yet, but right now I'm trying to see what time is it local time here. Is it 9 o'clock yet? Not quite. It's almost 9 o'clock. That would make it 3 a.m. in Dublin, Ireland. So I think if you're up in Dublin, Ireland at 3 a.m., I'm not sure you'd be tuning into this game if you're up at 3 a.m. in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
Definitely not. Unless they have it up on a big Megatron and in some Irish pub.
Well,
you never know how far
that's
video
true.
production reaches.
Well, it does reach all over the world, but at 3 a.m. in a foreign country, I don't know. But the officials making their way back out on the field. Independence already on the field. Here comes Liberty. We're going to update you on a couple of scores. And at halftime, in Beckley, the Flying Eagles lead Riverside 29-7 at the break there. Also at halftime, and they're probably just getting ready to start the third quarter across the county over at Shady, Roane County and Shady. And I knew that was going to be a very competitive game. 14-7, Roane County leading there. And it was Huntington, our last check, 21-0 over Spring Valley. And we're going to try to get you that Bluefield Graham score, but I believe it was still 7-0, the last score we got. We're going to try to check in on that here just a minute and get you that score.
I think right before halftime, Bluefield was able to tie it up 7-7.
Okay, so we want to get that updated. And next week, Eric and I will have a middle school game on Thursday. It'll be Trap Hill at Coal City to take on Independence Middle School. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff. You can see that on Video Productions. We'll be on at 5:45 for the 6 o'clock kickoff. And then, Eric, next Friday, we'll be in Beckley, which always is, no matter what they play, and when Greenbrier East and Beckley play, and that'll be a battle as Greenbrier East will take on Beckley, and that'll be the game we'll have next Friday.
Yeah, and that's always an exciting game. I think, Greenbrier East lost one of the better players, in the offseason, and I think his name was Ian Klein,
yes.
Transferred out. But, they're always going to come. Coach Ray brings a nice, well-coached team to Beckley, and it's always fun when those two old rivals get together.
And then in 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be over at Shady for Summers County against Shady. By the way, Summers County beat Pikeview last night.
And I had a chance to not watch the game, but watch the highlights, and looked like Summers County had some skill. So that's always, and like Coach Colacerto told us, in that preseason interview, that, hey, Summers County likes nothing better but to come up that hill and try to put a whooping on those Shady Tigers.
All right, keys to the second half brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air, 304-890-2212. You're a man, a dealer. So, Eric, if you're Coach Lilly, you're up 54-0. What are you telling your kids?
Here's what I'm actually getting across to the kids. Just go out and play football. We don't need anyone thrown out. We don't need any more penalty flags. Let's mix some players in, and let's build some depth.
And on the flip side, if you're Coach Workman in the Liberty locker room,
I want the same. I don't want any unnecessary roughness, any mouthing. Just go out and go try to get some positive yards, get some first downs, and leave this game second half with a positive mental attitude.
That sounds good. We're moments away from starting the second half now. They're talking to the coaches, like I said, in the fourth quarter, when one team leads the other by 35 or more, the clock runs. Last year it was 60-0 at halftime, and they ran the clock through the entire second half. So we'll have to see what they do here tonight.
Just got an update for out from our couple of our watchers. Graham just got a safety. Bluefield just got a safety, and
they lead now 9-7.
Graham 9-7 at halftime.
Okay. So Independence will get the ball to start the second half. So at the conclusion of this game, Eric will pick the Pioneer Community Bank MVP. And Eric, really, with the score the way it is, you wouldn't think that anybody else would really have a chance to really outdo. If you've already said that Silas Nelson's going to win it, I can't see anybody else doing much more in the second half with the score being as it is to take that away from him.
Well, I just like the way he came out and played. I mean, and as I stated, this is nothing, taking zero away from Tyler Linksweiler. But we know what we're going to get with him.
Right.
You know what you're going to get with Bowers. This is Silas Nelson's first really varsity level play, and I think he came out and has shown a lot of people what he's all about.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't disagree with you if you picked any of the three. They were both outstanding.
Well, I know you're not going to disagree with me. You told me to pick them.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is that if I did disagree, I would tell you, right?
That's correct.
Maybe not on the air, but I would tell you, I'd say, partner, you got that wrong. But I agree with you.
Yes, I really do. I like the way he's performed thus far in that first half.
And, Eric, for Liberty, this is the first. They start the season with 4 home games. After tonight, they have Pikeview here, a winnable game. Mingo Central would be tough, and Sherman a winnable game. If they can be 2-1 or 3, or 2-2 or 3-1 at that 4-game stretch, is pretty good.
And that's a blessing for a young team.
So we've just been told now we're going to play 4-minute quarters. And that's very similar to what we did last year. So I would say that Mr. Nelson's got that MVP trophy of Pioneer, but I think he can sleep with that tonight, right?
Yeah, he might.
Here's a squib kick.
I know I would.
And that is Independence with a return across the 40.
I think that might have been Bradford that picked the ball
I
up.
think it was Connor Bradford. Of course, he played at Liberty last year, and I think for him, his first carry went for a touchdown. Probably that definitely is something that he'll remember coming back against his old team, and his first carry goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, and you know what? In his second carry, almost went for a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good average. Two totes, 75 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Eric, I think we're going to need this roster. We might have a lot of different players coming in here in the second half. However, it is Bowers that's going to start at quarterback.
Yeah, and it looks like they still have Silas Nelson out here on the island.
There's a high snap over the head of Bowers. Good thing you have that turf, that big bounce. Maybe can throw it away for an incompletion, or maybe completion. Wide open. It's caught by Nelson inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. He's pulled down at the 1. And I'm not sure if they will call horse collar because he's as close as he could get without scoring. But things are going right for you when this happens. Look at this.
How many times do we always see this? As the play breaks down, you get the cornerback and the safety, which we can't see. They get caught looking in, and they forget about their primary receiver who was out just all alone on the island.
All the way down to the 1-yard line. Wow.
So where did they scrimmage from?
That was from the 41. So you see they've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. That was 39 yards. Is that right? There's a touchdown by, let's see, was that Linksweiler? Can't tell if that was.
Okay, so 39 yards. That puts
Bradford or Linksweiler on the carry for an Independence touchdown.
Silas Nelson over close to 200 yards receiving on 6 catches.
Yeah. That's a touchdown. That's a two-play drive in 61 yards.
Okay, so that was a 59-yard catch.
Yeah. 58 because it went to the 1, right?
Yes, yes.
58, yeah.
So that really puts him over the 200-yard receiving mark on 6 catches.
So I'm getting a text right now from Greg Shoup. I'll make it official. He wants to know who the MVP is. So we'll just tell him Nelson. Silas Nelson, the point after is good. So with 3:35 left in the third quarter, Independence has scored every time, and you got things going right. You must be living well when things like that happen, Eric. A touchdown run of 1 yard. Like I said, I couldn't see if the touchdown run was by Linksweiler or by Bradford. We'll have to look at the replay. But the drive was 2 plays, 61 yards. And your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia.
We got the replay here.
And we can tell who scored that last touchdown. That's 20.
That's Linksweiler.
8 Linksweiler. So Linksweiler into the end zone.
So the clock will stop. It's 4-minute quarter, but the clock will stop in the third. and in the fourth it will run.
Well, I'm not sure how they would do it since it's 4 minutes. Yeah,
it would run continuously because we did this last year.
Right
in the game. As Liberty
There's the
receives
kickoff.
This is going to be
up over the 40.
I think that was. I couldn't see who received that. But this is some good field position finally for Liberty.
So Liberty will start right at the 40-yard line with the first down.
That was Colton Tolliver on the return for the Liberty Raiders.
First down from the 40-yard line. And for Liberty, you just forget about the score. Look, they haven't had a first down. You just try to make a first down here. We'll try to update you on some more scores. As Eric told you, Bluefield got a safety. They lead Graham 9-7. Beckley leads Riverside 29-7. They're probably getting close to starting the second half in Beckley. First and 10 for Liberty at their 40-yard line. And Houck will keep it. He'll come to the near side, and he's going to lose a couple yards. He won't get it back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll get him for, it looks like, a yard or two loss back to the, say, 2-yard loss back to the 38.
And one thing you can say about this Independence defense, they pursue the ball well. Stay in their lanes, not a lot of cutback running, and they're well-disciplined, well-coached.
And Eric, I'm looking forward to the middle school game that we're going to do next Thursday. It's the feeder school for both of these teams, and the top two teams in the county the last couple of years, with Trap Hill playing at Independence Middle School at Coal City next Thursday, August 31st. Game kicks off at 6 o'clock.
I'd like to see what young talent's going to come up to feed into both of these programs.
So from the 38, 2nd and 12, there's a running play, breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, and gets a couple yards shy of what they need for a first down. That was a nice run that time by Isaac Williams. He gets the ball out to the 48-yard line.
And that's a good positive gain, and just string a couple more good plays together like that if you're Liberty. That's what you're looking for in this second half.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2, and unless they take a big loss here, they've got 2 downs to pick this up.
Yeah. And that will be their
first down of the game.
Yeah.
Huntington laying the wood right now to Spring Valley. Spring Valley's really good, but Huntington up 28-0 at the half down there at Huntington. Here's the 3rd down play, and it's going to a loss back to the 45. But Eric, even 46, it'll be 4th and 4. I think you'd still go for it here.
And yeah, you definitely need to go for it. Try to get something positive going here. Well, Maris, we had a chance to see Huntington last year. Judah Price won the state player of the year, but you and I both discussed if had not Judah Price won that, the second best player that I saw as far as helping his team was Huntington's quarterback.
He was amazing, and he's at Marshall this year.
Yes, and he was amazing.
So here's a 4th down play for Liberty, trying to get their first down of the game. They have the ball at their own 46. They got to get right out to midfield. And let's see what Houck will do here on 4th down.
They can throw something over the middle. The middle of the field's wide open.
And the pressure comes. Houck throws, and it's short hop. That would have been enough for a first down. But the pressure, and Houck took a shot. He wasn't able, and he's up kind of holding his arm. But the shot he took, he wasn't able to get the ball off like he would want it, and now Independence will take over on downs.
Yeah, and I was glad that at the end of that play there was not a flag. It was, as we watched the replay here, Maris, it was a bang-bang play. It was hard for the Independence defender to really pull up. And that was a good no call there.
So at the Liberty 46 is where Independence will start. They've scored every time they've had the ball. They lead 61-0. The clock does stop on the change of possession. We've got 4-minute quarters here in the 3rd and in the 4th. And as Eric told you, we think the 4th quarter will be a running clock. And now let's see if Independence, I think, we will have some changes. We're going to need the roster now, Eric. So you're going to have to help me out here a little bit.
Okay. So now Silas Nelson will go in at his natural position, quarterback.
And he takes the snap. Here's a running play. That's up inside, and is that Bradford, I do believe? Can't quite tell who that was.
No, that's going to be Lucas Waddell.
So Waddell with a nice carry.
Sophomore.
And gets the ball down to the Liberty 41-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down play. Picked up 5 on 1st down. Here's another running play. That's going to pick up a first down inside the 30. breaks a tackle, knocked out of bounds near the 25.
Yeah, I mean, good hard run by Waddell right there. And as you can see, Independence, has some depth. It's good to see these young players on both sides as Waddell, as you see on this replay, Little General Instant replay. Once he gets to the second level, good elusiveness and runs with some power.
Yeah, he got 15 on that one. He's down to the 26, a new package of downs for Independence. Clock turning. We're in the final 30 seconds of this third quarter. And they'll run from this pistol set. And they'll quick pitch it. And there's the edge. Inside the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown.
That's Waddell again.
Waddell, that time's a 26-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Lucas Waddell, sophomore.
So Lucas Waddell on a touchdown run. That is a 3-play, 46-yard drive.
And this is just that old toss sweep. USC made it famous.
Yep.
Oklahoma ran it with Marcus Dupree, if you can remember. Just toss it to the eye back, block them up front, and score touchdowns.
Yeah, John McKay at Southern Cal used to call it student body right, student body left, and Anthony Davis used to run that, and now they'll try to tack on the 68th point, and the kick is up, and it looks good, and it is good. And your new score with 9 seconds left in the third quarter is Independence now in front, 68-0. That was a 3-play drive, 46 yards. They got a 26-yard touchdown run from the young man Lucas Waddell, and the PAT good. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Nothing tastes better than an ice cold Pepsi. And right now there'll be a lot of blue and silver cans, Pepsi and Diet Pepsi, being celebrated in the Independence locker room as they've really flexed their muscles as they got a tough battle going on the road to Oak Hill next Friday.
Yeah, and Oak Hill, with their new head coach and new philosophy, Devon Merriman, if you can remember him, he was a heck of a player back in Mount Hope days, went on to play at Concord. I don't know how much, talent that they lost from last year, but they're going to be well coached and ready for Independence.
Take this time to thank the good folks of Giovanni's Pizza. Giovanni's Pizza, we had our pregame meal there. They're located here in Glen Daniel, just up the road from the stadium in Leicester Square in Sofia. Giovanni's, Mamma Mia. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. I'm Italian going in. I'm a half-breed going in, and I'm a half-breed Italian coming out. Here's the ensuing kickoff. I'm sure there's an Italian name for Thomas, Eric. We've got to figure that out. And there's Liberty with the kickoff return.
Yeah, it's Thomas.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a different, like a Tomasiano or something like that, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. We'll take a third quarter break, come back for the fourth quarter. 68-0 the lead for Independence, streaming here on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
We're headed to the fourth quarter here at Liberty High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Jackie Moon on camera. We got Chris Ferris on stats, and last but certainly not least, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. So, Eric, yeah, it is a running clock here in the fourth quarter. They've already started it. Liberty will have the ball as Independence leads in the ball game, 68-0. The clock's already started to run, and now Liberty's got a player just finally making it out there as we're under 10 on the play clock.
And Independence looks like they've really switched it up defensively.
Here comes a running play. That's Isaac Williams, and he a couple of tough yards here to the near sideline. And it brings up a second down play. They'll get the ball up over the 30. Man, we got maybe an injured player. The ball put down at the 34-yard line. That was a minimal gain there.
It looks like a cramp.
Yep. So while we got a minute, we'll see if we can catch you up on some scores. Let's see if we can get the Bluefield-Graham game up. We can get the Huntington-Spring Valley, see if we can update Shady and Roan if we can. Looking at Bluefield and Graham as they're quite a bit of a halftime going on. Seemed like it was halftime not that long ago, and they're still doing it. A lot of people to entertain down there, though. They got from the looks of it, when we were able to see a side screen, the looks of it, I bet they've got almost 10,000 people there.
Yeah, that rivalry really brings out the whole community, big festival.
Yep, as I mentioned, Graham won the championship. I think they're AA in the state of Virginia. They won the title last year.
Yeah, back-to-back.
Yep.
Back-to-back titles for the G-men.
And they have beaten Bluefield each of the last 2 seasons. So we're back to play. We'll get you caught up on that score if we can get it. So here's Liberty with the second down play. Waiting on the snap. And they're going to run the ball. Got a new runner in there trying to get to the edge on the outside. Gets across the 35. Let's see who we got there. Find our roster here. We got a new player into the ball game.
I think that was number 20 toting the ball.
Yep, Trenton Clay. And Clay will get the ball out.
We have another
injury. Ball out to the 35-yard line. While we got a minute, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Edward Jones. If you're like me and you're retired and you need a financial advisor, then you can turn to the great people at Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Heather Cantley, 304-254-9995, or Wayne Rhodes, 304-253-7335. You can see some of the rates up there on the screen of the fine folks there from Edward Jones. Also, Cracker Barrel. Appreciate Cracker Barrel, located in Beckley and Princeton. Cracker Barrel giving us that delicious pig. Love us some pig, love us some eggs, pig, and that's any time, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Cracker Barrel, always on the game. Also, I want to tell you about the fine folks of Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of Raleigh County Sports for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up the good folks at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. You're a Amana dealer. And last but certainly not least, the fine folks at Leisure Lanes, Futuristic Bowling every Friday and Saturday night. And, Eric, we might be able to get to Leisure Lanes for Futuristic Bowling tonight as late as this game's running.
I was going to say,
tonight,
when does that tip off at 12?
It starts 11? At 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
While we're talking there, Leisure Lanes, you can dial them up 304-253-7328. But Huntington, 28-0. I did think Huntington would beat Spring Valley, but I didn't think they'd beat them up by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and Spring Valley, like you said, there are always some playoff contention, and this Huntington to be pitching a shutout right now, that is the most impressive win right now to me of the week.
Because we know what a lot of these teams have offensively,
yes.
And I think that's when we talk about Independence, we talk about here they are, they got 68 points up on the board. There's a timeout Liberty. So here they got 68 points up on the board, and they kind of picked off offensively what they did last year, but defensively to pitch the shutout. I mean, in this day and time, you would agree on all levels of football, it is hard to shut somebody out.
It is so hard to keep someone out of the end zone. Anything can happen, for a score.
Well, right.
Kick, punt return, kick.
Well, if you remember early in the game when the only turnover we had, when Independence turned the ball over, and I kind of thought maybe that was going to maybe kind of switch the momentum, and it didn't, because the defense of Independence was able to re-get the momentum back.
Yes, and Bluefield's still up 9-7 to start the third quarter.
Yep, they're starting the third quarter in Beckley leading Riverside.
Well, that halftime took a long time.
Yeah, and of course, at the time we get these reports, they could have already been into the third quarter as well.
That's correct. Yes.
So I don't have that in real time, and sometimes you just don't know. But out of the timeout, Liberty will have the ball on the 35-yard line. We got 2:07 left in this one. Independence will be on the road next week again. They'll be at AAA Oak Hill, while the first of 4 home games for Liberty, and they'll be home with Pikeview next week.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, partner. As here's a snap. It's going to be a running play, and that's going to go for a loss back inside the 30-yard line. So the clock will continue to run. and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, if you're Liberty, I think there's a lot of positives still to come out of this because you have a young team, and you know nobody likes to get taken to the woodshed like this, but you have to be realistic in your approach with your young men. You know that is going to be, not to slight anyone on the rest of the schedule, but the toughest team you'll face on the schedule the rest of the year.
There's a running play to the near side, and that's going to get shut down. Independence will take over. You know, Mingo Central is going to be a really difficult game for them. They do have them. They'll have later in the year a rival game with Shady. In a rivalry game, anything could happen there. Sherman is the team you would think that Liberty would have maybe the upper hand on. It's here. You know, we're going to be down. We'll have Liberty, too, when they go to West Side, and that would be a winnable game. They play Wyoming East. Those are some winnable. So they have some winnable games on their schedule.
Just stay the course and, you know.
But as I say, you know, last year Liberty only won 2 games. I think they're going to win more than 2 games this year.
Yeah, and the key to this is coming out, well, for both teams, injury-free. There's not been anything serious happen to anyone. Just looks like a few cramps here and there, and as we come down under 30 seconds, 2:30, I don't think Independence will even snap the ball.
Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need to run another play. They have the ball at the Liberty 28-yard line. There's no need.
They can take it and take a knee.
Yeah, they should just take a knee and get out of here with the win. 68-0. They beat Liberty last year 60-0. That's what they're going to do, just take a knee. So the Independence Patriots win streak will go to 14.
14 straight.
14 straight. The win streak started with Liberty, and now they've added Liberty to 14. They only had the 9 games regular season, the 4 playoff wins to win this title, 13, and now their 14th straight win, as that's the final score. So final score, 68-0 in favor of Independence. They're 1-0, Liberty 0-1. We'll take a 4th quarter break, and we'll come back, and we'll get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show streaming here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Final score 68-0 Independence, and this is the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. And Eric, Independence, they scored every time they had the ball. Liberty did not make a first down in this game. The score really does explain how the game was played.
Yeah, just a dominant performance, and a few things to clean up if you're Independence, but you have to be pleased if you're Coach Lilly. You know, everyone knows the cupboard's not bare there. You just got to get some guys some reps, and this is a team I still think that can challenge for another state title.
Well, for the Pioneer Community Bank Most Valuable Player of the Game, you have selected the young man, the wide receiver, Silas Nelson. But also there was a couple other individuals that easily could have won it. Trey Bowers could have got it, and Tyler Linksweiler easily could have gotten it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I mean, but I just think it was a coming out party, so to speak, for Silas Nelson, and he performed, above my expectations. Probably not his, but inserted. Big shoes to fill all across the board here at Independence.
Well, I'll say this. For all the good plays that Independence made on both sides of the ball, perhaps, as I mentioned, not just tonight, but maybe throughout the course of the entire season, one of the best plays we'll see was that big reception, catch over the shoulder, then to break away from the defender and get in the end zone for that big touchdown.
If you remember, that play was after a big penalty, and backs were against the wall. It was like a 3rd and 20.
Right.
And it was a perfect strike and tremendous catch at the end of it.
And then how about the snap that went over there in the start of the second half over Bowers' head? He got that big AstroTurf bounce, got out of the pocket, knew what to do, and able to get the ball to Silas Mullins. He got down to the 1 yard line.
Silas Nelson. I got you saying
Silas Nelson. We apologize for that.
Yeah, we do.
Because he's definitely earned a name, and people will know Silas Nelson moving forward.
They definitely will. And hey, Silas, although I got your name wrong several times because I'm old and I played against the coach, Silas Mullins
at Pineville.
At Pineville. Yeah. But you did a heck of a job and deserving of that trophy.
So, all right, we're going to go ahead and take our first Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. We'll come back. Chris Ferris will have the stats. Eric will give them to you as the post-game show rolls on here from Liberty High School, streaming live here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing! And we welcome you back into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Final score, Independence gets the win, 68-0. And Eric, you have the numbers of the ball game, and I'm sure they will indicate in which Independence was to be so dominant.
Okay, well, we'll start with the Liberty Raiders. The Independence defense was definitely dominant. They held Liberty to negative 26 total yards, negative 33 on the ground, and only 7 positive yards through the air. And on the flip side, the Independence Patriots offensive juggernaut continued. They had 564 yards of total offense, Maris, 364 on the ground and 200 through the air. I mean, Trey Bowers, he did it all tonight. He accounted for 5 touchdowns. He was 8 rushes, 79 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And through the air, he was 6 of 9 for 200 yards and 2 scores. Tyler Linksweiler led the way on the ground for 15 carries, 164 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Connor Bradford had 2 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. And we got to mention Mr. Waddell, the little sophomore, got in and carried it 3 times for 46 yards and a score. I mean, he looked really good. And the guy that I handed the trophy to, his coming out party, Silas Nelson, had 6 receptions, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns to round out the offense for the Independence.
Yeah, it was amazing. 68 points, and they racked up 564 yards of total offense. A dominant performance by the Class AA defending state champion Independence. We'll take our final Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, come back and wrap it up, tell you about we got a couple of games for you next week, Thursday and Friday. We'll tell you about that on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
And we welcome you back to Liberty High School one last time here in the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show as we start this 2023 football season. For the Independence Patriots, it's a start, Eric, the way that it ended in a big win, a 68-0 county rivalry victory over Liberty. Independence is now 1-0, Liberty 0-1. First of all, Eric, your thoughts for Independence, 1-0, and now they go on the road to Oak Hill next week. Your take of this one and for what's coming next Friday for Independence.
Well, I think Independence came out and handled business, like that as they should. But a lot of people say that your biggest improvement is from game 1 to game 2. So if they can continue to grow, build some depth, the sky's the limit again for this team.
And I don't think the fact that they're playing on grass next week really matters. The only game that Independence will have on grass in the regular season will be next week.
Yeah, next week. And weather permitting, I think they'll have a good field to play on early on in the season at Oak Hill and just take the show on the road again.
So Liberty, they will be at home again next week. In fact, their first 4 games are at home. They get Pikeview, who lost to Summers County last night. So it'll be Liberty taking on Pikeview. Your take of Liberty?
Yeah, and I think Liberty, it's right there in front of them. Just get this one behind you, have short-term memory, probably not even watch the film, just get on to the next game and start preparing. I'm sure Coach Workman and the staff will. And a very winnable game next week and try to get on, even to 1-1.
That'll do it here from Glen Daniel, West Virginia, here at Liberty High School. I want to thank our entire staff and the good folks at Liberty High School for making the broadcast possible. Of course, to my partner, Eric Thomas, to the producer and director, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, to the cameraman, Jackie Moon, and to our reliable stat man, Mr. Chris Farish. I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Independence defeats Liberty 68-0. Good night, everybody, from Video Productions.